My name is James Rowlands, and in 2015 I started the WNR podcast with my friend
Dan White. And every month we bring you the latest collections, newest content, 205 Live and the crown jewel of the WNR NXT update.
Also each month the latest pay-per-views, and we are live not only for the Big Four but every takeover as well.
Plus, in 2019, we go back 20 years and witness the Attitude Rise and the WCW's demise.
Until we've watched everything, we're with you, and we are the WNR. Yes, hello, I am James Rowlands, and as always I'm joined by
Dan White.
Today it's the WNR 201 Part 2. And we are watching NXT Takeover Phoenix, and we cannot wait. We've had an hour and 45 of live build-up, but before we do anything, let's start with the alternate intro. You know, America's obsessed with life and death and rebirth. That's the American cycle. You know, awakening, tragic, horrible death, and then Phoenix rising from the ashes. That's the American story again and again. And that was Billy Corgan, of course, the Phoenix rising from the ashes. We are here in Phoenix watching NXT TakeOver, Dan. But we had some unfinished business, didn't we, for on the kickoff show before. And that was the last NXT year-end award. And who did that go to?
That was overall Superstar of the Year. Again, Takari Sane. So she's got 2 gold trophies for her treasure chest.
Exactly. And I think it was a brilliant award for her. But let's start with the opening promo.
In the desert, the heat burns. The air stings. And the silence is deafening. Tonight, champions,
the one and only Ricochet,
and challengers rise.
I'm gonna take the North American Championship
and prepare to take over.
You're gonna take it, huh?
holding my breath.
Oh!
New blood.
The highly touted Matt Riddle is here in NXT.
Meets the old guard.
Cachasono ambushing Riddle.
You know who I am? You know what I've done, bro?
Hunter
Shayna Baszler, the merciless women's champion,
becomes hunted.
I got 20/20 vision when it comes to that NXT Women's Championship.
Belair poured kerosene on the fire.
And an era
2019, we're gonna capture all championship gold.
finds itself at war.
Hanson and Rowe, the War Raiders, coming to reign undisputed era.
And through it all, the snake looks to keep its grasp.
Tommaso Ciampa will hold Goldie for as long as Tommaso Ciampa can take a damn breath.
Take over Phoenix. I will make you fade to black.
House Black all over Tommaso Ciampa.
Tonight, in the desert, the heat burns, the air stings, but the silence is no more. Because tonight, NXT takes over Phoenix.
So, Dan, what have you thought of the opening promo?
It is great. It's basically just a highlight reel, the best bits going towards NXT TakeOver. You've had like the Gargano versus Ricochet highlights and how that's come to fruition. With Gargano saying he's going to take the title from Ricochet, and Ricochet saying, well, you know, if you want a match, just ask.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's worked perfectly here. And we are live, and the crowd is ready in Phoenix, Arizona. And we're just wondering what our first match is going to be. Dan, you reckon tag teams? I'm going to say Riddle Ono to start. We get no points for it, but there are points online. We do Prediction League, of course. And Dan, can you please explain the Prediction League to all of us?
Yes, we have 3 Prediction Leagues. We have NXT League, which now includes NXT UK. We have a bonus Prediction League, and we have a WWE pay-per-view Prediction League as well.
Yeah, and what are the scores after just one event this year?
After one event, I have got 1 NXT pay-per-view point for Blackpool and 1 bonus point for getting a perfect score at NXT UK yes. Blackpool.
But not to worry for me, because we got Royal Rumble coming up tomorrow. I know we've released it afterwards, and that would be great. But also be a lot of other things to look forward to there.
James, it's not going to be the first thing I get right, but it looks like we've got some soldiers coming out here, and they're preparing for war to be raided.
But there's a lot to play for, like the Rumble and tonight. But Dan is looking to extend his lead. He's got 5 out of 5 so far. Only 5 here tonight. If he can get that, another perfect score would extend the lead for him after he won the predictions in 2018. Of course, I have to wear this T-shirt of Dan's choosing, which is disgusting, Dan. I can't believe you're making me wear this.
Well, James, it's hard to choose one for you because you don't really announce your hate of wrestlers as much as I do, so you have a few to choose from, whereas you're a bit more subtle about it.
Exactly, and so that's why I'm wearing this Coning T-shirt for you right now. But we shall see what happens as the entrance is still going on. The music fades, the kind of horn, the Knights are here as well. So Hanson and Rowe are out here ready for war.
They took out all 4 members of the Undisputed Era as well.
Yeah, and they've looked dominant doing it here tonight. And we're going to start off with the NXT titles on the line. And this should be a war here. But we do predictions as well, like we talked about Prediction League. And I am to start off. And I have gone for this match. I've got a feeling I'm going to be wrong. I didn't do well at all, NXT Blackpool. I've gone War Waders in this match.
The War Waders.
War Waders. Dan, who have you gone for?
I don't think it is too bad because, James, I have also gone for the War Waders as well.
Well, I've got to say, Dan, and I hate to break this kind of myth on the podcast at the moment, it's helped you. I originally thought Undisputed Era, and then you said to me, well, would they really? And I thought, well, let's have a look. And so I have changed my decision, but my history of changing hasn't always been that great, as we discovered on the 200th episode. So we'll see what happens. But why did you go War Raiders here tonight?
I think, the NXT needs a shake-up, and the War Raiders, I think they're certainly over with the fans. They have got good talent for a couple of, as you put it, huskier guys. And I think these 2 guys, they can, they'll be able to put on a great match, providing we haven't got any outside interference, which has become like a stalwart in undeserving era matches.
Well, and therein lies the problem, when you talk about it, and already as they come out here, Bobby Fish is with them with their Tag Team Award of the Year, which they got awarded on the pre-show. And don't get me wrong, I like Strong and O'Reilly, but again, the War Raiders aren't phased by them. They beat the 4 guys. Bobby Fish is going away now. And I was going to say that's one of the keys to victory. War Raiders keeping an eye out. We all know about this injuries that I think Hanson sustained, or Rose sustained at NXT Takeover, War Games. Coming back now, is he 100% going into this match? I think that's going to play a factor into this, because the Undisputed Era surely...
Don't call me Shirley.
Have got a kind of target one man and kind of work on it in that way.
They have indeed, yes. But I think, they've come back from injury. They've looked strong. Had an amazing match, War Games. So, I think they're going to come out here on top.
Yeah, I think it's not going to hurt the Undisputed Era, because I think the feud will continue. And these 2 teams are going to be feuding for the next few months. Maybe like Mustache Mountain last year, lose the titles and then regain them a couple of months later, maybe at the WrestleMania one, because I can't see any other tag teams getting in the picture at this point, can you?
Well, you've got Street Profits, you've got Birch and Lorcan, we've said it, multiple Birch and Lorcan, they definitely deserve a tag team title run in the near future. And, they could be the team that take tag team wrestling to the next level.
Yeah, without doubt. And the Undisputed Era start quickly. Take out Rowe and now go after Hansen.
And Rowe, wrecking ball drop kick there, taking out Hansen.
Yeah, Roderick Strong looking impressive. Kyle O'Reilly, he's not even got their T-shirts off yet.
Well, they want to kind of catch War Raiders unawares, but that's kind of come unstuck now as Rowe's just run through both of them, taking them both out of a clothesline.
Oh.
And now Hansen does the same on the outside as well. I think that was a bit of a shock to the system.
Hey, very much so. And now, oh my word, Hansen is being picked up by Rowe and thrown on the Undisputed Era, wiping them out at ringside. And this might be over before we get started. He's gorilla pressing Roderick Strong back in the ring.
Throws him back in there.
Oh, went for the clothesline. Strong blocked it.
Looking for that shoulder block, but just gets swatted away by Hansen.
Well, I tell you what, at the moment, this is not slowing down. Double team.
Oh, and Hansen throws Rowe into the knees of Hansen, throws Strong into the knees of Rowe. Go for a cover, but only getting a 2 count.
2. I can't believe Rowe managed to pick up his tag partner Hansen and thrown him into Strong. Now again, Hansen tagged in, but now finally Kyle O'Reilly is getting in the ring trying to stop the double team now. Kick to the back of the leg and Strong with a kick to Hansen. And this has started off quickly here tonight.
And they throw Rowe into Hansen, sending them both crashing outside to them wafer thin mats.
And now this is what the Undisputed Era is good at. Double teaming. Even though the referees, I feel, again, Dan, you're going to have a go at me for the referee. The referee should do more with the double teams to the Undisputed Era. They seem to get more than 5 seconds, and yet as soon as the face team does it, the referee is bang on their case as well. But they do it well, in and out, beating down on one opponent. They've managed to pick down on Hansen.
And yes, James, them mats are wafer thin, just mere millimetres thick.
Do you know why I'm smiling? Because I can't lose the first prediction going out, so at least it means we'll be level in the second match. I think that's the first time in about 8 pay-per-views that's happened. I'm very pleased at the moment. I don't care if I lose by 1 point to you this year. It would be an improvement. That's
an improvement to what, 11 points?
It's like 4 in the end, I think. But that's due to some help and you not taking double points at the end of the year, which the winner will take this year.
Yes, there's been a few changes. We need to set up a contract of rules and point stipulations.
And then read them out all over the next, WNR maybe 250. It'll probably take about 8.5 hours to read out the rules and regulations. But at the moment, Kyle O'Reilly front lock to Hansen, trying to stop the big man from breathing, getting away.
So you're saying it's Hansen, Kyle O'Reilly?
It is Hansen, Kyle O'Reilly. Trying to pick him up, get to the corner.
He's got the guillotine locked in, legs wrapped around the waist. Can Hansen... Yes, he manages to get across and tags in Rowe, who runs through Roderick Strong, who comes in to try and run interference. And now Rowe's just taking everything out that's moving.
Oh my God, Tilt-a-Well into...
Tilt-a-Well gutbuster, and he's got the gut wrench locked in.
I was going to say stomach breaker. And now he's telling O'Reilly to do it again. Come on, got him up in the gut wrench.
Oh, and he just... gut wrenches Strong into O'Reilly, clears the ring.
I tell you what, I've been really impressed with the War Raiders recently. I mean, we'll talk about when the action slows down, but it doesn't look like at the moment. Rowe looked like to powerbomb O'Reilly, but Strong stopped him, knocks him onto those mats.
Well, Wrecking Ball drop kick attempt again from Strong, but he gets caught, and Kyle O'Reilly comes off the edge of the apron with a running knee.
Oh, now Hansen's clotheslined. Strong out, and he's looking to fly.
Oh! Well, luckily enough for Strong and O'Reilly, they moved out of the way because Hansen just weren't stopping.
No, my God. And he hit those wave thin mats. And Dan, how thin are those mats?
They're just mere millimetres thick over pure concrete, and that has got to hurt.
Weight of the big man.
Aye, big man.
And now O'Reilly running into Rowe. But he hits an STO. And then goes after Strong. Had him up on his shoulders, but Strong kicking him down. Then the clothesline drops him, and then a chop block. And even more Ronaldo, the commentator that you dislike, Dan, is pointing out that it's not a Texas Tornado match, and the referee should really the action.
Well, I don't think the Undisputed Era could do it any other way. They need a 2-man advantage to kind of get the upper hand before working over the smaller of the 2 big guys.
Yeah, I think so. And you see it there. A huge forearm by Rowe onto O'Reilly. Backed him up into the corner, made him tag in Strong. You look round for Hansen, he wasn't there, and it gave Strong the opportunity to beat down on Rowe and then tag in Hansen. And again, look, 1, little second 2, little second 3, little second 4, little second 5, little second... They're disqualified.
God. They hang Rowe up gut first, and the top rope nearly got bent down straight to the bottom rope.
Well, Hansen is such a big fella that he makes Rowe look small, but that's definitely not the case. He's nearly twice the size of Kyle O'Reilly. And the thing I like about O'Reilly with running the knees and the palm strikes, he uses that kind of, I'll say MMA style, but uses it well.
Yeah, he's looking for the cross arm breaker, but I just think the strength of Rowe's going to be able to block it. But another intelligent move from the Undeserving Era is that they've got him in their corner.
Yeah.
So all they need to do is reach out an arm, tag in. Look, Roderick Strong manages to tag him in while he's getting lifted up.
And now Strong, of course, the Messiah, the backbreaker, hitting another inverted one on Rowe. Go for the cover. But Rowe managing to kick out.
Hansen's hardly moved on the outside. I think Rowe needs to tag him in now more than ever. But if he does get a tag into Hansen, just how fit is he going to be?
I think maybe this was the Undisputed Era's game plan, was to try and... They knew War Raiders were going to come out hot. They was trying to slow him down and isolate both men, rather than, let me say isolate both men, but go after both men rather than pick one of them. As we say that, Hansen is back on the apron. Is he 100% is a question Rowe hopes to ask in a couple of seconds.
Well, he looks hot for that tag.
And now O'Reilly stopping him, goes behind.
Oh, but Roderick Strong comes charging towards Hansen with that forearm, and it doesn't even faze him.
And Strong now helping O'Reilly, backing him up the corner. Thanks for referee's distraction. Look, referee straight on Hansen.
Yeah.
That seems to be for the Undisputed Era as well in this match.
Well, Roderick Strong made it across to the other side of the ring, tried taking him out, paused for a second, no referee. Hansen literally steps foot through the ropes, and he gets reprimanded. But
yeah. Oh my God, Rowe there took some shots in the corner from Strong and O'Reilly, and Rowe threw O'Reilly.
He threw O'Reilly into Strong, sending him off the apron. But I think that...
I thought it did as well. O'Reilly dropped down, going after Hansen.
His legs get taken out, and I think that was another big mistake from O'Reilly. But a wrecking ball drop kick there from Roderick Strong takes out Hansen.
And a beautiful drop kick to Rowe. Goes for the cover, but no. Rowe managing to kick out. And it's been all Undisputed Era this past few minutes now. And now O'Reilly getting the tag in. And again, if the referee allows it, you can't argue with the teamwork. Rowe struggling, now using kicks on his own. Goes for a forearm again, but O'Reilly chops him down.
Oh, but follows it up with a big elbow shot. And both men, they're barely able to stand on their feet. Oh, looking for the Uranagi, but hands on his knees. Gets caught with a big elbow, and he's just buckled backwards.
And both men trading. I don't want to say it like a single match, and that's like tag team wrestling. That's how you can tell it's working. It's been a great match so far. And Rowe now desperate to tag Hansen, and Hansen is gagging for that tag, but O'Reilly gets to Strong first.
Oh, but Hansen's in. Strong jumps towards him, but gets caught with a massive forearm and a high back body drop. Send him about 10 foot in the air.
My God, they're bringing it tonight. And Hansen now, Irish whip to Strong again. Sidewalk slam.
At least 15 foot in the air. Running cross body, splats Strong onto the canvas.
Hansen now stomps down on Strong, cartwheel.
Turns O'Reilly inside out with a clothesline.
I remember when War Raiders first started, you weren't sure about it. Has your opinion changed on War Raiders at the time?
Most definitely, yeah. They bring something unique for the Husky guys, and I absolutely love it. They're 100% full energy.
Yeah, they really are. Now Hansen's got both Strong and O'Reilly in the corners, and those clotheslining both men back and forth.
Running from corner to corner, you said, well, you doubt if he's 100% fit after dropping onto the mats. O'Reilly runs in, takes out Roderick Strong with a big boot. Spinning slam.
And now Strong's in the corner.
Oh, Bronco Buster. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. Oh. Roderick Strong just managing to get his shoulder up at 2.
2. Well, Strong survives, but just for now. And they know they're in a war. And the NXT Tag Team titles are on the line. They may be walking out without any gold here tonight. And Hansen It's got Strong backed up in a corner now.
Well, they've got their trophy.
Yeah, these are the tag team of the year. Combinations, and referee getting in the way again, allowing Strong to get the boot up, step up in security.
Hansen catches him. Strong with a backslide, running clothesline straight through Hansen.
And I think that shows Strong's power there, managing to clothesline. Big guy like Hansen. And take him down with such force, and tags in O'Reilly now.
And Rowe gets a tag in. O'Reilly with a kick, but that just gets blocked and shrugged off. But the second one is a bit more successful. Goes down low, but gets caught. Backslide. Roderick Strong's in again, and the referee's doing nothing about it.
No, but Hansen is into even the odds this time. Big boot to O'Reilly. O'Reilly with a knee to Hansen. Rotates him out. And Strong with a gutbuster on Rowe. Hansen takes out Strong, and now it's O'Reilly with Hansen. But he catches him.
Pop-up power slam.
Oh, suicide dive on Strong.
Hansen takes out Strong. 1, 2.
2. Oh! Oh, close but no cigar there. That was an eyelash away, and you can even see the frustration on Rowe. And a huge NXT chant. He's got him up with a backbreaker.
Too well for a gutbuster. Just drags him back to the War Raiders corner. Gut wrenches him up to the shoulders. Powerbombs him down.
And now here comes Big Hansen off the top.
Oh!
Slam. 2.
Oh, but Roderick Strong in to break it up.
But
Rowe dispatches of him.
Yeah, not for long. And now they look to end it. Now O'Reilly may be out anyway. And now here comes Strong. He gets thrown over the top again. And now Rowe looking to pick up O'Reilly.
Oh, but he manages to land on his feet.
And O'Reilly fight both men now. Forearm to Hansen. And they kick Rowe out. And now
Hansen's perched in a very precarious position.
And Roderick Strong looking to maybe superplex. Oh my God.
Superplex from Strong to Hansen.
And now
O'Reilly off the top. Double knees.
1, 2.
Oh, but Hansen kicking out.
Well, I thought that was it then for the War Raiders. Rose slowly getting up on the apron, but Strong's there. Boot to the face, and now looking to backbreaker him on the apron. That's the hardest part of the ring.
Come on, Rose in a very prime position. Rolls to the outside.
Well, this is awesome, champ. And now Strong get a tag in. I'm sorry, Dan, I've cursed you, haven't I? It's because I changed my mind. And now it looks like they're going to end it on Hansen here.
Axe kick. Double spinning elbows. Roderick Strong.
Strong slam. And now go for the cover. 1, 2.
Oh, but Hansen managing to kick out.
Oh. Well, he's still in it. You can see the absolute frustration of the Undisputed Era. They've given everything. You talk about big men. And it's kind of spirit he's got left in him. And the fight and the stamina. Fight forever chance as well. It's been brilliant. The Hansen's not finished.
Oh, picks up O'Reilly, but Roderick Strong in again, and the referee's doing absolutely fuck all about it.
Right, combination, clothesline, 2.
Oh,
No.
Clothesline leg sweep, but still only managing to get a 2 count.
2. And this has made Hansen look like such a bad son of a bitch. It's been brilliant. But
Yeah, I mean, he's splattered to the outside. Yeah. He's taken a couple of high-impact finishers from the Undeserving Era.
But I fear this might be the end. And how long have they been in there together? Hansen fighting them both off. Not for long, though. Knees to the face.
Oh, looking for that kick, spinning heel trip combo, but that gets roly-polied out.
Oh,
handspring, double back elbow from Hansen. And if these two guys don't win the title...
Well, hang on a minute.
What kind of world are we living in?
Rowe tagged in. Hansen put Strong on Rowe for the powerbomb and the slam down to O'Reilly. And now Rowe picking up Kyle O'Reilly. And is Hansen going to slam him down?
Bang! Huge leg drop off the top.
1, 2, 3! And the War Raiders are the new NXT Tag Team Champions. Oh, that feels brilliant. Thank you for that, Dan. That's all. That's you. That's on you, that is. War Raiders win. What did you think of the match?
Absolutely fucking brilliant. High impact, high intensity all throughout. And I'm going to ignore the faux pas by the referee because I think that would have taken away from the quality of the match, you know, immediately kicking out undeserving era. I know, you know what referees are like. They give a bit more leniency towards the heels. You know, the whole way that this match went was absolutely fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And War Raiders have definitely gone up about 10 notches in my expectations.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, you know, when they first debuted, I asked you what you thought of them. You weren't sure if they were kind of like another Ascension or whether it was like that, and we had just seen kind of Sanity come through, and of course we've seen big tag teams. But I mean, Hanson and Rowe, God, Hanson looks like such a tough son of a gun. I know he said it again, you know, the stuff he did in this match was incredible. Like, a cruiserweight would be proud of. And credit to Rowe as well. And it kept us guessing throughout, you know. And even like you said with the referee there, it was still so kind of back and forth. And what is really funny to me is that I remember you said earlier, for the two-pack, I've got a member, you got, you know, don't want to be too nice about it. But when it's this kind of quality, you can't, you know what I mean, give it such a kind of high rating as it is. What a perfect way to start. This is what I thought NXT Takeover Blackpool would start off like. Do you know what I mean? With that kind of title win. And we're getting it here. They got the entrance, and we talk about the future of the tag team division. The War Raiders are here on NXT, and I'll tell you what, long may it continue, you know?
Yeah, you know, you can see a match, possibly quite an easy title defence against Marcel Barthel and Fabian Eichner down the line, you know, just to kind of cement their status. NXT do need a few more tag teams, whether they're going to have another Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, kind of pair up a few oddballs and see how that goes. But I think they're kind of lacking slightly for talent.
Yeah. No, I think I completely agree with you there. But I want to see Lorcan and Birch go against the War Raiders, and of course, I feel that WrestleMania weekend we're going to see the Undisputed Era against War Raiders again this time. Maybe Tornado Tag, maybe Hardcore, or maybe this is the end for the Undisputed Era. Without any gold, do they have any say in NXT whatsoever at the moment, Dan, you know?
No, well, you know, Adam Cole's prediction at the end of last year's kind of completely turned 180. They wanted all the gold and now they have none. So, but is this the slow crawl back for the Undisputed Era?
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? You know, still a long way for the year to go. And speaking of predictions and that as well, we both get a point for that. To start 1 point all as we move on. And, you know, what a great way.
I should get 2 points. Because, you know, I chose my team and then I kind of put the team that I chose into James's head.
No, look, you know, like how I taught you a lot, you know, about wrestling. You know, you're teaching me about this now, you see? So we'll move on to our next match.
And in the crowd, we have United Kingdom champion Pete Dunne, as happy as always, and Toni Storm smiling like a Cheshire cat because she is the women's champion.
Well, Pete Dunne's just unhappy he's not able to compete here tonight because the card's so stacked as it is. But him and Toni Storm are here. It's great to see him. Backstage, Dan?
Well, backstage, you see Ricochet warming up, having a look at his title bout and wearing an absolutely attractive vest top. I think I'm going to cut the sleeves off this T-shirt that you bought me, James, if you don't mind.
No, well, it'd be awesome. But, Dan, that's later. Unfortunately, right now for you, the next match is Matt Riddle versus Cassius Ohno. And this has been a very interesting build-up. We talked about it a lot. But finally, tonight, we're going to see, and hopefully it doesn't last 6 seconds like it did last time.
Hopefully it lasts only 3.
Yeah, we're going to see tonight the battle between Ohno and Riddle. And let's have a look how it all came about.
When I came back to NXT, there was so much buzz until there wasn't. There's always going to be someone new.
Bro.
Another blue chip signing. A guy who's taken the sports entertainment world by storm. That is Matt Riddle.
I fought in the UFC for 6 years, been wrestling on the indies for 4. I think the time's right, and I'm gonna make my mark.
It's whoever the next guy is, the next guy with buzz. I'm gonna be the first one to welcome you and to knock you to the back of the line. Cassius Ohno isn't going anywhere. You're a mirage, and I see through you. And when I step in the ring with you, Matt Riddle, it will take me 1 second to expose you.
Instead of being bitter, to try. being better, bro.
Whoa! Riddle hits him with the final flash. It's over in a flash. Oh my God! So the bell rang, and then Matt Riddle rang Cassius Ohno's bell.
Oh no! Looking for retribution after what happened at Takeover War Games.
The Pro-Mission.
He got it locked in.
There's a tap.
Riddle defeats Ohno again.
The despair on the face of Cassius Ohno. What's going to be going through his mind?
Cassius Ohno is a dangerous man. And if you don't know how dangerous I am, you will now.
Oh, no! Oh, Ohno driving Riddle into the ring post. Oh, there will not be no fist bump tonight instead. Ohno destroying Matt Riddle at ringside.
You know who I am? You know what I've done, bro? You know what I've done, bro?
Shiny new toys. They're real fun to break.
James, I like you mentioning that I am currently on a 6-point streak in 2019. I haven't got a single prediction wrong. So, just a random question, James. How many correct scores do I have to get in a row to get an extra bonus prediction point?
You need to get. If you get 2 takeovers and a pay-per-view perfect score, I will give you a bonus point for that. If you can get 3 in a row, you get another bonus point. That's always been the rules as well, but no one's ever got 3 in a row.
No.
It's almost impossible. No one can get it. Well, if you get out of takeover here with a perfect score, I will be impressed as well. But like we said, we just had a look and a build-up for Riddle and Ohno, and it's my go to talk about it. And Ohno may be given a lot more than many people thought. He complained about the new guys coming in, whether it be the glorious former NXT champion Bobby Roode or the former NXT champion Drew McIntyre or EC3 or any great talent that kind of came through. And he's been upset by it, and Riddle was kind of the last one on the the line as it was, and he decided against it. He wanted to attack him, and Riddle took exception to this, of course, because why would you want to be attacked? And it's kind of turned into a real feud, and we've seen the attack by Ohno to Riddle after the match when he offered him respect and instead beat him down, which sent Dan into an orgasmic frenzy. And then later on as well, beating Keith Lee. So Ohno has got some momentum, but he's going against Matt Riddle, which is going to be difficult. Dan, we're not looking forward to this match, but can it deliver here after a fantastic tag team match? I'm not sure, but prediction-wise, who have you gone for in this one?
I have gone for Bro, Matt, Bro, Riddle, Bro.
Yeah. And I have gone for in this one as well, Matt Riddle. So, again, we've gone the same. So, we'll see what happens. Matt Riddle's going to win this because, well, he's the rising star as he flips off his flops and looks to compete here. I think he's going to compete for the NXT title by the end of the year. I think WWE management are high on him. He's got the look they like. The gimmick's awful, but I'm not going to get into that. But that's WWE's. That's his making, not WWE's at this point. Be interesting to see. I want to see a hard-hitting affair with a lot of kind of submission-based and strong strikes. What is your best hopes for this match right now as Ohno comes out?
It's over quick enough. It doesn't drag on. It doesn't irritate me because, I don't want to see some stupid stoner frat boy looking cunt, have fucking too long in the ring. Cassius Ohno, we've mentioned it a few times, he is there to put over new wrestlers because I was going to use the word talent, but I think that, it is a bit of a broad assumption, so I'm just going to say new wrestlers.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair to say. I think the thing is, this is Cassius Ohno's first takeover, apart from the last one, obviously, which wasn't a proper appearance, for a very long time. You talk about, 2 to 3 years. And again, he was putting talent over back then. So here tonight, I think he's going to get a job. But I think fair play to Cassius. He's worked long and hard, like, we said on the pre-show. He's worked there to get talent over. And I think tonight he gets his moment. I think in defeat here, but, still. Keys to victory, Dan, what does either man have to do if they want to get the job done?
Cassius Ohno, he needs to kind of avoid the strikes from Matt Riddle. He needs to kind of keep a bit of distance. Matt's going to want to get a bit of retribution for the absolutely beautiful attack on him. I think he needs to kind of catch Riddle unawares.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And straight away, Ono was there making sure he didn't get hit early on, dodged out the ring, but Riddle came around, ran on the stairs, flying forearm, throws him back in, now senton.
Well, standing moonsault attempt missed. Ono rolled out of the way but got caught with the running senton.
But impressive by Riddle there. Now he's got Ono trying to get him in a gut wrench.
Wow, he manages to lift Cassius Ono up for a gut wrench. Barely gets him over, though.
Well, slams him down, so showing a little bit of strength, but it's the speed I'm surprised at with Riddle. And now he's looking towards Ono, but Ono with a shot to the gut.
Well, Cassius, he's, again for the second match in a row, he's a huskier fella, so he can absorb a lot of punishment.
Yeah, without doubt, and he's a veteran as well, so he knows when to grab hold of the ropes. And he can do a lot in the ring as well as he swings round on the apron.
But gets caught with a big forearm from Riddle on the outside.
And now what's Riddle going to try? Sunset flip?
To powerbomb into the wafer-thin mats below.
But Ono holding on to the ropes and now got the apron on Riddle's face.
Again, intelligence and wherewithal from Cassius Ono.
Yeah, without a doubt. Hurting Riddle there. And Ono can now take a little bit of a breath as Riddle gets back in. And if I was Ono, I'd definitely go to concentrate on Riddle, the exposed parts, which is a lot of them.
I'd be stamping on...
Oh my God, and a huge leg drop to the back of the head. This could be it. 2. No, Riddle gets shoulder up at 2.
2.
And now cravat by Ono, taking down Riddle. And Riddle might think he's a hot shit right now, but, back in the day, Ono was going against all of them, and he's seen everybody go by. He talk about all the talent that he's watched, and he thinks Riddle is not in his league. Well, then you got to maybe believe Ono is right by that. Riddle's got to prove it here tonight. And he got caught with a reverse back elbow. He may be out. 2. Oh,
that'd have been a point I'd have been happy not to get.
Oh, my God. Well, I've seen that UFC recently. That was a kind of knockout. That happened. The guy caught him in a back elbow. I don't know if Ono actually meant that, or Riddle's momentum caught him into it.
Well, running kick to the side of the head as way back to his feet. But I think Ono needs to stop concentrating on trying to teach him a lesson and actually teach him a lesson by winning the match.
Yeah, I think this is the whole point. Ono, if he wants to get the job done, be taken seriously, he needs to beat the young guys rather than talking trash in that way. He needs to kind of back it up. If he's got Riddle hurt, he's got to make the most of it. And now Riddle with a slaps right back to Ono.
So how soon do you think Matt Riddle's going to get a shot at the championship? If as we believe it is inevitable that he's going to win this match, how soon after do you think he, I'll say it in quotation mark, but deserves?
Well, I think Survivor Series Takeover will be Adam Cole versus Matt Riddle for the NXT Championship.
So you think Adam Cole is higher in the throne than deserving a spot than Matt Riddle?
I don't, but I think that's the way NXT is going to go this year. I'm just saying, because they're going to lose. The people we've got in our main event tonight, apart from maybe Ricochet, are not going to be around in the next few months, and I think we're going to see a different direction. I think it's toughening up Riddle here, and he is getting a beating. They're on the outside. Ono had him to cravat through him against the stairs. This must be good for you, Dan.
It is, yes. I am smiling inside and outside. Oh! And you see Riddle had the back of his head perched against the bottom rope, and in super slow motion, Cassius Ohno's boot just goes straight into them big rubber-looking lips. And I hate to say it, but I think he might have internal bleeding, James.
Well, internal bleeding. He's got a fat lip at the moment.
No, that's just his normal fat lips.
And Ono has been in control. Huge forearm to the face. And Riddle showing his toughness. There's a bit of blood, but he's not backing down. Boot to the face, but Riddle likes it. Comes back in. Ono catches him. Now he's going to suplex him. No, Riddle turns it.
Oh, he's got a rear naked chokehold on with his legs wrapped around the waist of Ono.
And Ono may be out. He's got the ropes, though. But Riddle kicks the arm away. Now he's trying to pick him up, but can't get up Ono. Oh!
See, listen to me. Stamp on the foot. That's what you get for not wearing boots, you fucking frat boy twat.
Well, to be fair, I can't disagree with you there. I mean, Ono.
Oh no, he is a fucking frat boy twat.
No. The foot you know, and then going for the knee, but Riddle catches him, gets up Ono, deadlifts him down, goes for the cover.
Oh, but Ono managing to get the shoulder up at 2. So can you imagine Matt Riddle in a mat against Pete Dunne? And the joint manipulation he uses on the fingers.
I don't like feet anyway.
On
you
the
know
toes,
I mean?
wrenching the toes apart.
No, fuck, that would be fucked up, man. That'd be some like Sid Vicious shit. Do you know what I mean? Off the top rope, like that. We're gonna be. Ugh.
Oh, Riddle with a kick to the chest.
And just
You're not Daniel Bryan.
But
or
Ono,
even the fucking Miz.
But Ono grabbing the legs. I know he's better than. I know the Miz is better. And now he's got. They're talking about joint manipulation.
Oh, he's biting the big toe.
No.
Yes.
No. Oh, knee to the face.
Knocks Riddle out on his feet or on his knees.
Yeah, on his broken feet. Oh. Ono will do what he wants to get the victory. Fair play to him. Now he's got him in a powerbomb.
Powerbomb, but Riddle with the elbows to the head. Set out powerbomb anyway. Folds Riddle up 2. Oh.
He nearly beat Riddle, but he managed to kick out. He caught up in this excitement here. And now Ono looking to go up back to his glory days. He can fly. Now all the way up. Moonsault attempt.
Oh, hits it.
Beautiful.
1, 2. Oh.
Well, believe it or not, he used to do 450 as well. I mean, but we are talking about, you know, back in 10 years ago.
A couple of £100 lighter.
Yeah. But still, look at that. He can still fly. And that was beautiful by Ono.
Well, it was a better attempt than Brock Lesnar had.
Yeah, without doubt. But somehow Riddle's still in this. And now Ono might be looking for that rolling elbow to put Riddle away. Here he comes.
Oh, gets dunked by Riddle, but catch him with a big boot.
Knocks him down. Senton again.
Oh, all his weight on top of him as well. Second senton, but gets caught.
Oh, no, and now Riddle looking. Ono might be caught. Can he break it? Oh, no, the arm's under. It's locked in, but Ono... Oh.
Intelligence again, rolling towards the bottom rope.
Oh, my God, just about breaking it. But now you can see the frustration of Riddle. Now the kicks to Ono's face.
A bit of payback. Kicks to the back of the head as well.
And Riddle wants the crowd into him. They have been a little bit more quiet in this. I know we just had a great match. And Ono in a bit of trouble.
Ono begging off, as a shady heel does.
Well, this is
what he's going to offer him the fist.
This is what started it all. And he is offering him a fist here. Sign of respect, much like this feud really started.
But Riddle says, no, you've had your chance. Knees him in the jaw.
And now he's got him in the back. He's going to drop him. Oh, my God. And a beautiful suplex by Riddle. And now he's got the back elbows. Use them on Ono. And Ono's tapping out. He's tapping. He's tapping out to strikes by Riddle. I can't remember the last time we've seen that in WWE. Ono couldn't move his arm. It's a real MMA finish, but Riddle gets the job done. I'm really surprised by that finish. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. I didn't really mind that match, to be fair. I mean, yeah, Riddle's not kind of, you know, the greatest. The crowd weren't 100% behind him, but, you know, that's the kind of shit I dig, actually, and I quite enjoyed that. Dan, what do you think? It
certainly was an innovative finish. It's kind of put Riddle over to go on to different things now, you know, and I just don't know what they're going to do with Cassius Ohno, you know. He's just coming in as enhancement talent. He is, as I've said before, a rock.
Yeah, without a doubt, you know, Ohno is there, and I don't know when the next time he'll get a takeover match. Really impressed by Riddle. That suplex, well, by the neck, nearly broke Cassius Ohno. That's dangerous. And then the strikes as well. Really impressive stuff. It made Riddle look really tough. I really enjoyed that as we move on to our next match. So after that, we both get another point. My God, my nose is going to bleed for being this high up. We're on 2, so 2 out of 2. So we're on for both perfect scores as well as we continue. And oh look, the Velveteen Dream has arrived in a very luxury car, and 2 lovely ladies escorting him. So will the Dream have an eye on what's happening here tonight? Maybe, but up next, it's sure to be a 5-star classic, because it's going to be a Ricochet, the North America champion, going against Johnny Gargano. And let's have a look at the promo.
2018, a lot of people thought they knew what was best for Johnny Gargano.
Ciampa helps Johnny Gargano defeat Aleister Black in this steel cage match.
You asked the champ, maybe Johnny should have an opportunity at the North American title.
The only man that knows what's best for Johnny Gargano is Johnny Gargano.
In 2019,
Johnny, I know you're listening.
I know my end game.
Think about it.
It's become the man I was always meant to be.
North American champion.
Johnny Gargano will become champion.
This is our takeover, Johnny.
But don't get confused about a moment in the cage that meant nothing. But if I want the North American Championship, I'm gonna take it.
If you wanted an opportunity at the North American title, all you had to do was ask. But you're gonna take it, huh? Let me ask you a question. Are you gonna take it from me man to man, or after attacking me behind my back in a parking lot?
Johnny Gargano just kicked Ricochet!
The way I see it, 2019 Johnny Gargano is the same person as 2018 Johnny Gargano.
I'm kind of starting to like it.
All you finally did was you showed the world your true colors.
Ricochet, can we get a word?
All the respect that I had for Johnny before, he super kicked away. But in 2018, I showed my true colors. When I won this, I am the one and only.
That's not just a catchy nickname. Ricochet is a one-of-a-kind athlete. He flies around that ring like a superhero. You know what I do when I feel like being a superhero? I just wake up in the morning.
I've known Johnny for a long time. But something's different. This isn't the same Johnny.
This past year has changed me.
Johnny Gargano, a tortured soul!
I'm very much so in control. But the difference between me and Ricochet, he never had to fight. He never had to scratch. He never had to claw.
I went out there and I won. Opportunity is only good if you deliver. And that right there might be the biggest difference between Johnny Gargano and Ricochet.
You hear something so often. It starts getting your head a little bit. You want me to be a bad guy so bad? I'll be the baddest guy they've ever seen.
Johnny that I know, he's still in there. I'll knock some sense back into him.
Takeover Phoenix.
I showed the NXT universe I am something that Johnny Gargano is not.
Johnny Gargano will become champion.
Well, I think, the Puppet Master might be here in some effect, kind of swaying Johnny Gargano away from his NXT championship and kind of pushing him, saying, look, there is other gold out there that you might want to be interested in. And that brings kind of Ricochet into the question. And Johnny Gargano says, well, if I want the title from you, I'm going to take it. Brings out Ricochet and he says, look, if you want to kind of take it from me, all you got to do is ask. So that's kind of set up this match. And there's been a bit of back and forth also involving Aleister Black and Tommaso Ciampa. They've been kind of still in this picture, which, I thoroughly enjoy. And it's building up for quite a good, intense match. And again, brilliant storytelling from NXT.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a few things I like from this. Like I said, brilliant storytelling. I like the fact that Ricochet has to come here now after kind of not looking like an idiot, but, after being super kicked by Gargano, he needs to come here and try to get some retribution. He's a little bit more angry. It's a little bit more personal than it has been. It's not just about the championship after that. He could have just come up to him and said, here's your shot at him. And also if you look at who's been protected, you talk about monsters, you talk about people undefeated. Ricochet, apart from losing in the ladder match where he obviously didn't get pinned and it was a multi-man match, against Adam Cole winning the championship, against everybody he's been to, he's kind of got the job done. Even against Pete Dunne, he looked like he was going to get the job done, until it went to a draw. So, I mean, this is the interesting things about it. I think Ricochet's, such a star. I just hope they keep him in NXT for a couple of years and let him be champion as well and do all that. And I feel this match is going to be brilliant. I wish there was a little bit more build-up, but the way they've done it and entwined it, it's been great, and I really am looking forward to it. Prediction-wise, it's the third match, and predictions, Dan, I have gone for in this. But this is kind of a difficult one because I do love Johnny Gargano, but after what I've just said about Ricochet, I have to go in this one for Ricochet. Dan, who have you gone for in this match?
How could I ever count out the one and only? I'm wearing his T-shirt for a reason.
3 for 3. Well, we're going to say 3 for 3. Can you get 8 predictions correct in a row? As here comes Johnny Gargano. And just imagine that. A few months ago, he was getting cheered out of the building as a number one guy. And now, yes, there's a few signs in attendance, but a more mixed reaction and a more cocky side to Gargano. Do you dig this Gargano more than the babyface? You know, what Gargano do you for the most?
I don't know, because to me at the moment he seems like he's a bit of a tweener. Is he torn between his head and his heart at the moment? You know, does he know what he needs to do? Will he take any inspiration from his former tag team partner? Ciampa's gone down a dark route and that's worked out for him. Is that what Johnny Takeover needs to do?
Well, this is the thing, and this we're going to see if this new attitude for Gargano gets the job done tonight. He knows he did right, much like Ciampa did, and Ciampa's gone down that dark alley, but he's vindicated by success. Will the same happen to Gargano? He says he needs championships to be successful, and you see even his wife Candice LeRae is questioned, you know, what is the relationship with Ciampa, and what is this Johnny Gargano that we've seen, kind of obsessed with everything that's going on. And I think Ricochet is the kind of guy that kind of comes along, the hero that you need to kind of put Gargano in his place. I think, you know, the North American Championship with Ricochet is perfect at the moment because he can showcase his skills.
So going back to NXT Blackpool, what was the predictions? We got the same there as well. So I'm just saying, you know, this is 5.
The only one we got wrong, the only one that's been different from us all year has been Mustache Mountain.
So I don't know, I'm just thinking like in a row.
If I'd have got that one right, I would have had
4, 5, 6, 7 in a row so far.
Mm-hmm. So here comes Ricochet. What do you think he look? How do you think he looks here tonight? Ready for action, Dan?
Like a superstar. He's focused, laser focused, and you know Johnny Gargano's been kind of.
And Ricochet coming out here, leather jacket, and his tights match as well. It's red and black, much like the North American Championship. He is defending. He looks ready for business. Gargano is ready as well.
Yes, I think Ricochet's laser focused. He's kind of lost the one-upmanship to Johnny Gargano. I mean, you know, him getting the upper edge on the super kick, then coming straight out the blocks, you know, saying that if I'm going to come out talking on the mic, and then he says something, and then he just hits him with the mic and then gets another bit of one-upmanship. But I think, you know, one-on-one where Ricochet can see him coming, I think he's going to get some payback.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think that's important. You know, in this match, to see Ricochet to, you know, turn it up a little bit as we start off with some wrestling. Ricochet can show that he's as technical as Gargano is, and that's why he came to WWE to show, you know, it wasn't all just about flips and flying around, that he could wrestle with the best of them. And there's been no better in NXT than Gargano. You have to go through Gargano to make it in NXT, it seemed, these past few years. So he flips over, tries to take Ricochet down, then again back up to the feet, dodging it. Ooh. And a super kick there, and I would say Ricochet's quicker than Gargano, but at the moment
I'd say Ricochet's quicker than Gargano, but Gargano's slightly more technical than him.
Yeah, and I think maybe that's what Gargano is going to try and play. If you look at kind of keys to victory with Gargano, trying to get on that, more submissions. Of course, Gargano's escape is such a dangerous move. Ricochet really haven't got that in his repertoire.
Gargano ties up Ricochet, but managing to get through, running through with a headlock. Ricochet's on the mat. And Gargano, you know, he's just feeling out Ricochet, you know, trying to slow him down. You keep his feet, and then, you know, he takes away a lot of his moves.
Yeah, and you can hear as well with the crowd, they're kind of split between Gargano and Ricochet. I think that's going to be important in this match. If they turn against Gargano, that may play a factor into it. And Ricochet, it plays great, babyface in peril. But hopefully this match-to-match move, Ricochet getting out of submission.
But, you know, you mentioned before about kind of heel versus heel in Baszler versus Belair. But this is, you know, effectively a face versus face match.
Yeah, and at a certain point of view, you know, Gargano is still loved by all, as Ricochet managing to nip up. And then double hip toss, Gargano turns him round.
Oh, Wheelbarrow looking for another double underhook pin attempt, but Ricochet rolls through. Fireman's carry, but Gargano with a backslide. Ricochet rolling through.
And this is just beautiful. Leapfrog by Ricochet. Gargano again drops down. Ricochet lands on his feet. Sprung around. Lands again on his feet after Gargano hit him now. Hurricane Runner.
Oh, but Ricochet just nips straight up from it. Gargano running the ropes. looking for it again, and Ricochet landing on his feet for a second time.
And that's what Ricochet can do. The crowd appreciate it. NXT chant. Ricochet saying, anything you could do, I could do better.
Or anything you can do, I can counter it.
He's asked what Johnny's going to get tonight. Is he going to offer the hand?
Oh, Ricochet helps him up. He gets caught with a stiff elbow, but Ricochet gives as good as he got.
Oh, and now Gargano turns him round, chopping a corner. And it seems like Gargano is gaining multiple not multiple personalities, is it? It is.
It's like a bipolar Gargano.
It is.
Johnny Bipolar.
Irish whip into the corner. Ricochet leaps over, though.
Rolls the back of Gargano and rolls under a clothesline attempt. Hez's takedown, and Ricochet nips up a lovely drop kick.
And he's just so quick and sudden as well. And Gargano on the outside. Stop Ricochet.
Oh, who rolls over the top rope because Gargano moves out of the way. Avoids a sweep, runs up the turnbuckle, and a lovely moonsault off of it.
There's not many people that can do that so easy.
No.
And it's just, whoa.
I'll tell you a match I'd like to see, not just because they're two of my favourites, but Randy Orton versus Ricochet. The amount of RKO possibilities.
God almighty,
a moonsault coming in, he just catch him with an RKO. That would be absolutely beautiful.
6:30 RKO would be a thing of beauty. And Ricochet chopping Gargano.
And he is there's another couple of wrestlers that Randy hasn't RKO'd yet.
Yeah, well, yeah. See if they make it to the main roster yet, where they're fighting over the North American Championship. Right now, NXT Takeover. Gargano back in the ring, but in the corner.
Ricochet runs into a back elbow. Rolls through and just catches Johnny Gargano with an uppercut. In back.
No, Gargano stuck up on that top turnbuckle. And Ricochet's got an idea, but Gargano grabbed the leg. Ricochet fell down, but managed to keep his balance, responds. Shot to the face.
Ricochet going back up into position.
Oh!
But getting caught by Gargano, slides between the legs and just drops Ricochet face first into the top turnbuckle. And I think that's the upper hand for Gargano there.
And Ricochet definitely dazed. And at the last takeover, we saw a little bit of problem for the top rope there, didn't we? Trying to get some balance, and just then looks like both men are struggling, but Gargano took advantage. And this is the kind of laser focus Gargano that wasn't there when you look at him a year ago. He's just looking to beat down Ricochet. He knows where the back of the head.
Trying to take a page out of Chompers, but, you know, it's not all about the technical Johnny wrestling. It's about Johnny badass and Johnny beat you down.
And the thing is as well, if the thing Ciampa, you know, and Gargano might have to do, is if you do beat, if a guy does get hurt, you take advantage of that. No trash talking, you know, you don't feel sorry for him. You go straight to it and make him pay, you know, and retain your championship or win your match and worry about it later. You know, that's one thing you can say about Gargano. Maybe Ricochet, if their opponent was to get hurt, you would worry, you know, they'd worry about their well-being. Whereas with someone like Ciampa, you know, would probably love it. And now Ricochet with forearm Irish whip reversed by Gargano. No, turned again around by Ricochet.
Leg sweep, standing moonsault, but Gargano gets his feet up and just flips Ricochet a bit further across the ring.
A nice reversal by Johnny. He's got those things. Now picking up Ricochet. A kind of net breaker on the knee.
But Ricochet managing to kick out.
Now Gargano's just got the ear of Ricochet. And Ricochet's frustrated, but there's nothing he can do at the moment.
I'll tie him up, looking for a modified pin attempt. But Ricochet managing to get the shoulder up.
And now Gargano just puts the leg over, grabs the arm.
Bit of joint manipulation while elbow into the ribs. It's got to be very uncomfortable for Ricochet.
And he's just working through so he can get him round as well. But Gargano's shoulders to the mat. Let go to submission.
Johnny comes back with a huge chop.
Knocked the sweat clean off of Ricochet. And now a kick to the face. And I don't think Ricochet's truly been the same since he hit his head on that top turnbuckle.
No, he's been a bit dazed. But he's managing to fight back, but Gargano's just kind of hitting him just that bit harder.
It's a bit more, bite behind them. And now Gargano going for the sunset flip, but Ricochet breaking it. Can he pick up Gargano? He can.
Powers him up, but Gargano with a backslide pushes him into the corner. Follows it up, but Ricochet sends him over the top rope. Gargano lands on the apron. He springboards in, but Ricochet swats him down. Standing moonsault to Gargano as he was kind of like kneeling down.
Well, that hurt Ricochet, but it puts him in the ascendancy in this match at the moment. And Gargano shouldn't play fire with fire. should stick to what he was doing in the early game rather than trying to use the ropes to Ricochet. Now both men trading shots in the middle of the ring.
So he was talking about the kind of if Riddle gets a shot at the championship, do either of these two guys deserve it?
I think Gargano should be next in line to face the winner with Ciampa or Black, and I think Ricochet definitely wants to, either he loses North American Championship, his next goal should be the NXT Championship as well. But I still feel that Riddle will get in as well, because I think Ricochet might walk out of 2019 still North American Champion. That's how good he is at the moment. He's got Gargano down, springboarding back in with a back elbow, and Ricochet, I'm really, really impressed with him. And
rolls through,
and that's fantastic. And then Northern Lights suplex back up across,
powers him up for a lovely suplex. 1, 2.
Oh. There's not many men who can do that, but Gargano got the shoulder up at 2.
2. And it's just proving that Ricochet can go toe-to-toe with arguably one of the best workers in NXT.
And now Ricochet's got Gargano, but Gargano grabs the hand to block it, and now palm strike to the face. Now maybe trying to suplex him, but Ricochet elbow. And these two men matching up so well, kind of got reversal for each other.
And now it's Gargano to send Ricochet to the outside, but he fights off Johnny. Springboard. Gargano ducks it. Ricochet rolls into the corner. Pushes Johnny off. Oh, but gets caught in a sit-out powerbomb.
My God,
2.
For the Hurricane Run. Oh. Got caught, managed to get shoulder up at 2.
2.
But Gargano now rolls through.
Straight into the crossface.
And Ricochet stuck in the middle of the ring. One of the most dangerous moves. Gargano turns around and now Ricochet's got nowhere to go.
Is he looking for the Gargano escape?
Well, if he can get the arm over, Ricochet trying to fight it.
Turns it into pin attempt, but Ricochet managing to get the cover across, only getting a 2 count.
2. Gargano goes for the kick. Ricochet throws him to the outside. Now Gargano will step up insecurity, rocking Ricochet.
Bringing over the top rope, trying to plant Ricochet with a DDT again, but Ricochet holding on to that middle rope.
And I think the strength of Ricochet surprised Gargano.
Oh, sends him crashing to the outside. His ribs bounce off the edge of the ring apron.
And I don't think Ricochet is finished just there yet. Oh.
Absolutely beautiful, lovely corkscrew plancha through the air there. Taking out Gargano, throws him back into the ring.
It's history, isn't it? In 2013, we saw Ricochet live. Did we think when we started the podcast in 2015, we'll be calling a Ricochet match?
2019.
We will be calling a takeover match in 2019.
Oh, sorry, yeah, no.
It's incredible. And now Gargano comes in, Ricochet catches him with the uppercut.
Upper what? Ricochet charges in, Gargano lifts the legs over him, rolls Ricochet through. Standing shooting star press, Ricochet springboards off the second rope for another shooting star. 2. Oh. Gargano just out and us just managing to catch our breaths.
Yeah, it's collective sigh, that was. An excitement. I wouldn't mind him fighting all night, but I fear my voice would go.
Well, we've got Ali B versus Ciampa, yeah.
Oh
I mean, and that's not taking Baszler versus Belair into account.
And now Ricochet looks to go up and Gargano grabs a leg of Ricochet. And goodness knows how long this match has got left in it for the North American Championship. If Ricochet's got anything to do with it right now.
Well, Ricochet perched up on the top turnbuckle. Gargano, kind of a last-ditch attempt, grabbing the ankle of him, stopping Ricochet from moving. And now fighting up with some huge elbows to the jaw.
Ricochet in a little bit of trouble there. Gargano. Gargano goes up, catches it, but Ricochet can rope. Looking to maybe slam him down. Gargano saves himself with back elbow. And now maybe Hurricane Run attempt on Ricochet.
No, Ricochet catches him mid-air.
And now Gargano's got nowhere to go.
Powers him up.
Oh!
But he spins Ricochet through, who lands on his feet. And even Gargano's in awe at what he's just witnessed.
That man is not human. He's a superhero. Look at the reaction. Gargano runs into a forearm, but responds. Step up insecurity.
Oh, but Ricochet responds again with a back elbow.
Hurricane Runner and forearms both missed by either man, but a super kick to the face by Gargano to Ricochet, but Ricochet rolls through, nips up. Pele!
A huge Pele.
I can only just say the moves. And now Ricochet handspring.
Oh, gets caught by Gargano, straight into the Gargano escape.
And that is it, surely.
Don't call me Shirley. But Ricochet's managed to counter pretty much everything else Gargano's thrown at him.
Yeah, but he was in the crossface earlier. You got to think he's hurt, but he managed to get to his feet somehow. And picking up Gargano again.
Alleviating the pressure.
Oh!
Throws him upside down into the corner. Like an exploder. Well, I think we're going to see something over a 5-star match.
And now Gargano's down, Ricochet going up, up, up. And he's looking to finish off Johnny Gargano. No.
Gargano sees it coming. Rolled into the opposite corner. Intelligence there from Johnny Gargano. But is that going to stop Ricochet? The look on his face says no.
Oh, Gargano. Maybe lulling Ricochet into false sense of security. No. Drops down again.
He's going to spring over the turnbuckle.
Oh, here comes Ricochet.
Leapfrogging the corner post and just taking out Gargano with a plancha.
He cleared that with ease. Springboard 450. 1, 2.
Oh. Gargano just managing to kick out. Ricochet going up top now.
Oh my, well, we see a replay like a tremendous dive the outside. And now he's looking to put Gargano away. Oh!
Shooting star press gets caught by Gargano, rolls him up.
2.
Ricochet managing to kick out.
And look at that, beautiful by Ricochet, at least 10 feet up in the air.
At least 12 foot in the air. But lands on the knees, gets rolled up.
But he is still in this match. It could go either way at this moment. Gargano looking to take advantage. He's been so close for championships and it's been taken away from him in the worst way possible. But this time, he's looking to finish it with the DIY super kick.
Kicks Ricochet, but the impact sends him out of the ring. And that's probably the best and worst thing that could have happened for Johnny Gargano.
But does that sum up Johnny Gargano with DIY? With it was Chumpy when it landed in ring where Gargano was out, but stopping Johnny wrestling.
It goes flying. Ricochet, fun enough, up to his feet, catches Gargano.
Well, suicide dive attempt caught, but oh my god! Reverse Hurricane on the outside!
Shit! The back of Ricochet's head just planted into them wafer thin mats.
Gonna springboard in. DDT!
This could be it.
1, 2.
Oh!
Somehow Ricochet managing to kick out. That is incredible. On those wafer thin mats. Nearly kills him. That's incredible.
And a well-deserved huge NXT chant going up.
NXT. I tell you what, this is awesome chant. Wouldn't go amiss, and they don't fucking do it.
Well, I'd rather just big up the brand.
Well, huge NXT and Gargano now. He's gone to that dark side. Maybe he can't beat Ricochet straight up. And much like his wars with Ciampa,
he's exposing the flaws. And as I say, underneath them wafer thin mats, it is just concrete.
And this feels like the main event, but we've still got 2 matches to go after this as well. Gargano looking to put away Ricochet for good. Ciampa-esque by Gargano. Draping DDT on the concrete. I think the referee's going to disqualify him if he does this.
No, Gargano fights his demons for now.
Well, that's the other side of Gargano realising. But Ricochet roll him up. 1.
Oh, nearly catching Johnny sleeping.
Oh, but Gargano with the kick after kicking out. And now Ricochet saying, that was for the super kick. A discus clothesline came from the bottom of Ricochet's heart. And now he's going up. Oh my
Phoenix
God.
Splash attempt.
Missed. Gargano with a super kick.
Well, I think Ricochet rolled through most of that.
And Gargano rolling round. Gets slammed down. And it's
Gargano
Ricochet.
escape on Gargano.
Ricochet with a submission.
The Rico escape.
Is there any escape for Johnny Gargano and his demons? Is he going to lose to his own submission?
Trying to get to the bottom rope.
Oh, Gargano managing finally to escape. and get out of harm's way.
Gaga sun escape.
But they're right near the exposed concrete as well. Another fight forever chant. That's twice tonight, and all Ricochet going the apron. It's not very good. This is not going to be good.
Has he been drawn in by Gargano?
Well, maybe it's more personal. Gargano pushing Ricochet off.
Back first into the ring post.
That back of the head that was hurt earlier as well. Oh, Gargano, don't do it. And Gargano is looking to hurt Ricochet.
And has he thought better now?
No, he's not. He's going to suplex him.
Oh!
On the exposed concrete.
And I think Gargano got just as much of that as Ricochet did.
And the referee now must think about calling for the bell. The back of Ricochet.
Well, it started off with the front of Ricochet's head against the top turnbuckle, the back of his head against the wafer thin mats, and then against the ring apron, and now just his back against that exposed concrete floor.
Well, unfortunately for Ricochet, fortunately for us, he looks like he's not going to make it. He is out at the moment, and all Gargano has to do is roll him in and get the job done. He will be North American champion.
But can he be Johnny Job Done?
Well, this is the thing. He's listened to his demons, and it seems he's arguing himself more than Ricochet. Even though Ricochet's getting to his feet. Now the DDT. Second time. Again, goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. Gargano beats Ricochet and becomes the North American champion. Wow. Dan, what are your thoughts on that match?
It was an absolutely fucking amazing match. And, you know, not only the battle with Ricochet, but the battle with his personal demons. And is it the triumph for Gargano as well for finally getting the title he was after? Not the title he was after, but getting a title that he was in a match for, because, you know, he's always come so close. And now he's got his precious. Ciampa's got his precious.
Well, this is the thing. The story we thought was about Ricochet proving to himself that he was here and fighting champion, but the real story is about Gargano and Ciampa in DIY and about the North American Championship. Gargano wanted gold. He said he would lose it if he didn't, and to go to the dark side. I think Ciampa's been saying to him, it's come true. It's like the Emperor and Darth Vader with Gargano. He's come through and won the North American Championship. I'm a bit shocked by that. Ricochet, well, the guy went down fighting. What an unbelievable affair there by two. Straight up technical wrestling, high flying, and then a kind of extreme towards the end. Told a perfect story. And in January we have our first, well, you know, apart from earlier as well, a match of the year candidate, you know.
Absolutely agree with you. And, you know, the storytelling of it. And it doesn't make Ricochet look bad in defeat.
Not at all, because Concrete it got involved where the referee maybe should have asked. You know, after the DDT as well, it was going to be job done. Gargano won it. I say fair and square. Ricochet will get shot down the road. But after that, prediction-wise, unfortunately, Dan, your streak comes to an end. You'll not be getting a perfect score even in this one. It's 2 points all after 3. We are both the same. Heading in to the fourth match, which will be for the Women's Championship. But Gargano has it. So up next, it's the NXT Women's Championship on the line. Shayna Baszler, the champion, defending against the undefeated Bianca Belair. So let's have a look at the promo.
Shayna Baszler, the merciless women's champion.
She is dangerous,
ruthless,
malicious,
disagreeable,
calculating.
She stands tall, the first ever two-time NXT Women's Champion.
I spent the entire year winning.
We have a new Women's Champion!
And defending this title.
Baszler continues to prove that she has what it takes.
They can't stand that I have this title because they know that there's not a single thing they can do about it.
Has there been a hotter NXT superstar than Bianca Belair?
I'm the strongest, I'm the toughest, I'm the fastest.
Wow! Unbelievable athleticism.
Shayna's gonna find out that I'm the best.
Belair will challenge Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's title at Takeover Phoenix.
Shayna, she had a great year, first ever two-time champion. But you know what that means? She's lost. And guess who hasn't?
KOD leads to the 1, 2, 3.
I am undefeated. I'm undefeated.
Bianca Belair remains unblemished heading into TakeOver Phoenix.
And I'm going to take that title from Shayna.
You know, I can understand the things that Bianca's gonna feel. I've been there 1 year ago, in fact.
Baszler challenging for the Women's Championship at her very first TakeOver.
And look what I did. People fear this title now. And that's what a title should mean.
You know what? I know Marina and Jessamine pick up the slack for Shayna.
Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke help Shayna Baszler win the NXT Women's Championship.
Are you worried about these two?
Our role for each other is the same as it's always going to be. We have each other's back.
You're like every opponent that won't put their money where their mouth is and actually fight me.
If I have to take on 3 girls to get to the title, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Nothing's going to get in my way.
Oh, slap!
Doesn't matter how strong you are. Doesn't matter how fast you are. You still need air to breathe.
The Queen of Spades can never be taken lightly.
My whole life, I've thrived under pressure. And it takes a lot of pressure to create a diamond. And this diamond is going to shine the brightest at TakeOver.
So, James, what do you think of the promo and the build-up to this match?
Well, it's been interesting, Salis. I know you're a huge fan of this match between Baszler and Belair, and I'll let you talk about that in a minute. But for me, I feel the wrong woman's in the title match. I feel it works better with, 2 heels against each other. Don't really work. Kairi Sane would have been better. Bianca Belair being the kind of cocky woman that she is. Are they trying to build her up as a face now to go up against Shayna Baszler? Baszler's not alone. She's got Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir now in her corner, and it's going to be difficult for Belair to get anything done. We've seen an altercation where she slapped Baszler across the face, and I think tonight they're going to have to do a lot to impress me. But Dan, you think it's good other people getting opportunities?
I think it's good, yes, because, you don't want things to go stale and having the same wrestlers going in the same matches, constantly. It does get very boring. Whether it is the right people going, having the opportunities, it can be left up in the air. But, you could argue that aside from Kairi Sane and Io Shirai, there isn't anyone else that deserves it. And I use that phrase loosely, deserving it, then Bianca Belair. She has been undefeated.
So we'll see if she can win a title. What have you gone for in predictions? It's 2-2 now. It's our 4th match. Have we gone different?
Well, I have gone for Shayna Baszler, but I've put a little note in the brackets there.
Baszler, double DQ or counter. Yeah, I've gone Baszler as well. So if Baszler win, no matter what means, we'll accept points for both of us. Obviously not retains, though, because that's not what anymore. But here comes the Queen of Spades, and I used to be such a huge fan. She's been the most dangerous woman in NXT. And, she's not coming out here alone, is she? Surely not.
Well, don't call me Shirley, but you never know. There might be a couple of curtain twitchers lurking in the backgrounds. But is this the Shayna Baszler that you'd want to see, or is she kind of... Have you lost all respect for her now?
I have lost all respect for her now, and I fear I will be bored here. We're up now, and it's 1:30 in the morning, and I worry that this might send me to sleep. I hope we see something really impressive. I don't want to be down on it. I try to look forward to see it more. Maybe MMA star versus the kind of wrestler here. If we look at keys to victory, what do you reckon in this one? What does Bianca Belair have to do if she wants to beat Baszler with Jessica as referee? That'd be nice to see.
I think Bianca Belair, she is too cocky for her own good. And I think she needs to kind of lose that cockiness. We've seen Shayna Baszler, she defeated Nikki Cross, and Bianca Belair only just managed to defeat Nikki Cross. So, and if Belair gets caught in that Kirifuda clutch, then it is game over.
Yeah, and she's got to worry, not only about the Kirifuda clutch, but also about outside interference. But she has got strength, and she is confident the EST is here, and she believes she's the best and can't be stopped. And there's something about undefeated fighters, whether it be Goldberg, whether it be Oscar, whether it be The Undertaker at WrestleMania, and streak-wise, is that you have that confidence because you have never been beaten, so you don't know what it is. So you kind of have no fear going into it, no matter how dangerous an opponent is. And don't get me wrong, Baszler will break your arm, but Bianca Belair will not fear that here tonight. She's looking at the gold. She wants to become one of the youngest NXT Women's Champions of all time, and Baszler looking to defend it and go into WrestleMania weekend as NXT Women's Champion.
Belair is
right, so here we go. We've gone 4 all the same. So only main event will separate us, but we've got the co-main event here, the women's title. The bell rings after the introductions, and it's going to be a slow start, maybe a filling out process. Baszler is very confident. Both of these women very, very confident in their skill set. Collar and elbow tie up to start.
Should Baszler be cautious at how confident Bianca Belair is? Because we know that Baszler's defeatable, but, Bianca Belair having that confidence in you, having that, riding that wave of momentum.
Yeah.
That could be, what unsticks Baszler.
Yeah,
and, especially not having compatriots in her corner as well. I think that might, she's out here doing it alone. She's got no backup. She's got no fail-safes, so to speak.
I mean, that would be my game plan. If I'm Bianca Belair, like I said, you're so for the confidence, try and put her away early. You got a power advantage, even though you haven't got a size advantage, and you take her out and put her away. But as I said, that Baszler just manhandled.
Well, yeah, as Belair got Baszler into the corner, she was just about to tell her that she's undefeated, and Baszler didn't care. She just swept the legs out and planted her on her ass.
But there we go. Bianca Belair does take down Baszler. Tells her in the end that we're going to have a pushing contest. And now Baszler going for the back, grabbing the arm. And this is trouble already. Don't get me wrong, Baszler can wrestle. And now both women running the ropes and a shoulder block there. And again, you talk about confidence for Blair. Maybe Baszler is confident in herself and not taking Bianca Belair seriously, which again would be a huge, mistake on her part. But there we go, Belair.
Another thing that has been bugged me about it in the last couple of matches, it always has to keep holding on to her hair.
Exactly.
And it kind of draws focus to it, where you should be focusing on the wrestling and what's going on in the ring, but I don't know, you just can't help but be drawn to it, and I think it's more off-putting than it is kind of useful.
I think I completely agree with you. Okay, the thing as well, won't take away balance. If you've got your hand, occupied with the hair, or if it gets caught somewhere else as well. I don't really I understand it could be long, but there we go. I think Baszler heard us.
Yes, and Belair's just come unstuck there. Baszler used her hair and just pulled her straight into the corner post.
But Baszler there, the champ, going back in the ring, just let get the referee counting.
She's been getting heat cups on her back. You can see it down the spine.
Well, the arm's in serious trouble, and if it's been pulled out of socket, it'll play right into Baszler, and it is exactly that right now.
Wow, the Kirifuda clutch on that arm, it's not going to be nice. But then she could use things, every cloud and all that.
Well, this is not good. Belair, who's been undefeated, is in serious trouble now. She's in her biggest match, but has just come up with an injury, and one of the most dangerous women who work the arm. And look at her twisting and turning it. It's Baszler. Now it's got the arm down. And as I said, the fans not really into it at the moment. But this is going to hurt.
Hair tuggle's coming out. Oh, fucking hell.
Dirty bastard. Broke the arm. Well, referee's seeing it, and Baszler's just saying, look, if you're not going to ring the bell, let me fight her. And yeah, it's showing Belair has some toughness, but at this moment it might affect the rest of her career. Can Belair recover from this as Baszler's got the arm? And now look at Baszler just working the arm.
Oh, and the foot to the back of the shoulder and just wrenching that arm back.
And the thing is, right, is that again, Baszler, this is cool, but she does do it in every single match. Every match she does exactly the same thing, which the thing is if you can work different body parts, it's great, but when you do exactly the same thing every match, you kind of know which way this is going to go,
Indeed, yes.
The injured arm is going to come back to cost Bianca Belair, even though she gives a valiant effort due to what happened. I might be wrong, but as we'll see as we go on. Baszler now has got no respect for Bianca. Might learn, might be able to get some by the end of this match if the young woman can show her toughness.
But it only takes a one defeat, and it could be all over for Baszler. Oh, Baszler on the back with a sleeper locked in, but Belair backing her up into the corner.
And look at the kicks by Baszler, right with Bianca Belair, right to the midsection, to the injured arm, taking her down, goes for the cover, Belair managing to kick out. And it looks like Baszler's smirking.
No, James, she hasn't got a cigarette in the gob, she's just got a smile on her face. Because she knows, she's against a wounded opponent here, and it could be all over.
And Baszler holding Belair, I'm saying like an engine, Belair managing to slap around the face, roll out of the way, dodging the knee. She's coming back into the shoulder block and just digging away at the midsection of Baszler. And I think Shane is surprised that Bianca's managed to get to her feet and then powers her away. Big hip toss, shoulder block down. And then again, building some momentum in this match.
Running drop kick.
I think if she was to pull out a victory right now, I'd be thinking a huge surprise. Dodges the kick.
Jumps over, spears Baszler, but injures that left shoulder.
Add that arm and all, goes for the cover.
Oh no, Baszler managing to kick out. Trying to get some feeling back in that left shoulder, but she doesn't want to leave Baszler alone, because she gives Baszler any chance to recover, then it could be all over.
I think that's why Baszler's so dangerous. If you give her time, she does come up with a game plan, and again, Belair goes in and Baszler tries to grab the arm.
Belair just kicking away for a running splash, but Baszler getting the knees up. Step up knee to the jaw, knocking Belair down.
Well, it didn't knock her out. Goes for the cover too. Oh,
only a 2 count though.
2. And Belair's in serious trouble. But Baszler has had the fight taken to her in this match. It's been an impressive outing by Bianca Belair. Well, the arm might be broken, but the spirit's not, as she responds with a forearm to Baszler. Now both women training, but Baszler trying to get a few shots.
Oh, a kick to the ribs from Baszler. Oh, and Belair's not even close with her right hands. Baszler with a left-right kick combo.
He's looking for the knee again, but Belair with a whip of the hair. And it's all legal.
God, sounded like a gun going off. I think the referee wants to check that hair to make sure it's not loaded with some weights and a fucking whip. She's got a kendo stick weaved into it.
Honestly, well, that's what it sounded like. And look at the scar, the cut.
Fucking hell.
And now Belair looking to put Baszler away. Looking for the double chicken win, but Baszler rolls through. Oh, fucking hell. Referee knocked down Jess Carr, and I said, don't usually see any shenanigans, but ref's down. Baszler's got the hair of Belair. A forearm to the face. And Belair's got Baszler. Looking for the KOD to finish it. Gets it, and we got a new champ. But the referee
1, 2,
can't
3.
see it. And that would have been a 3. And Belair's undefeated, would have had the win. And Belair so frustrated. Jess Carr down, but it's not her fault.
She doesn't know whether to keep the pressure on Baszler or try and revive the referee.
Oh, and look who it is. It's Marina Shafir, but gets caught with a spear. And now here comes Jasmine Duke. Again, gets picked up and slammed on Jasmine Duke. Or on Marina Shafir. And what the fuck is this, Dan? You said... And now back in the ring, but Baszler managing to roll her through.
Kirifuda clutch locked in.
Referee's recovering, and Belair is fading fast. And Belair might not tap out, but her oxygen is leaving her body. And the fans booing. This is bullshit. This is real bullshit.
This is bullshit.
And the fans want Belair to get her back and recover.
Oh, she's managing to make her way up to her feet.
Oh my God, fair play to Belair. Showing her strength. Can she get to the ropes? She's turning it.
Spam Baszler round.
And now using her strength to suplex Baszler.
Fucking hell.
Well, I didn't think that was going to happen.
This ain't so much bullshit.
Fair play to Bianca Belair.
Baszler is busted open from that hair whip. That is...
Are we going to see a new NXT Women's Champion?
Where's the Shirai and Kairi don't like Bianca Belair because
well,
she's a heel?
To be fair, Bianca Belair took I was about to say took care of Jasmine Duke and Marina Shafir. If she kicks him into her, now she might be going up for that 450 she loves using. And everything on the line. Here she comes!
Oh, but gets caught into the Kirifuda clutch.
Oh my God, Kirifuda clutch in. And again, thanks to outside interference, this is kind of spitting image of what we saw in the Kairi Sane match. And Belair's trying to fight this.
Now she's trying to make her way back up to her feet again to try and get some separation. But will it work twice in a row?
No, Bianca Belair is fading. She's giving it her all.
She's giving it all she's got, Captain.
She's going. But I think the pressure's just too much.
No.
Collapses. He's down. Jessica checking.
Baszler's squeezing that bit harder.
And again,
the fans are definitely behind Belair. I just don't think she could take it anymore.
No, that is it. And she is out.
Don't call me Shirley Nigel McGuinness.
Fucking hell, it took long enough, like Terminator. So it's over, Dan. I mean, that ending, I don't know. Again, it's like the Undisputed Era with women. The fans aren't happy, and it's negative reaction. It's not kind of all boo-hill. It's kind of like, that was bullshit after the referee bump. That doesn't happen in NXT. We don't want to see that. If you can't get the job done, I'm pleased Bianca Belair had a match-showing performance, and I after that, I want to see a lot more of her and hope she does well now. You know, I can see why WWE were quite high on her. What are your thoughts?
You can see why I said, she was...
So what do you think of the match?
Well, I didn't think it was a bad match until the end. The ref bump and everything that followed that was just complete bullshit. And then it gives you a bit of hope thinking, oh yeah, look, she's managed to get out of the Kirifuda clutch into it again. Which, and fair play to Belair. She gave it her all. And I think, what Shayna Baszler's doing for this title, it's not good.
No, and we hope the women's division can improve, and that means we both get another point, and we go to 3-3 on our fourth match. Will we go different main event? We've gone the same so far. It should be up next, and it should be a cracking match as well. And who's in the crowd, Dan?
Velveteen Dream is with his couple of ladies by his side.
No, let's not forget that he came close, but Ciampa beat him at the last takeover. So I wonder if he'll have eyes on the main event, which is now for the NXT Championship. It's Tommaso Ciampa versus Aleister Black, and the time is now.
There's a little quote. The title doesn't make the man. The man makes the title. And Aleister Black, I let you know back in July. In your case, I feel like the title does indeed make Aleister Black. But ever since...
Oh my God! The scourge of NXT is now the NXT champion.
Ever since Tommaso Ciampa wrapped his arms around Goldie, it's the man who makes the title. And NXT is now the A show because I just happen to be the greatest sports entertainer of all time. Why can't anybody dethrone Ciampa? Because I want it more than everybody. It takes a certain kind of man to scratch and claw and climb his way to the tippity top of the mountain. But it takes an entirely different kind of man to build his damn nest there and call it home. And that's the kind of man you're looking at.
I look at the person who took that title. Let that breathe. I was down in an abyss, and I had to climb out of that abyss. It made me very, very angry. And whereas a lot of good men out there that get lost in the frenzy of their rage, I project it in a single stream of focus and concentration and vengefully apply it to my enemies.
Oh, that ominous chord can mean only one thing. The Devil's Envoy, Aleister Black, is here.
I stood toe-to-toe with Johnny Gargano, and I absolved him from his sins that you created, Puppet Master. The Puppet Master.
Wow. I want to finish this.
Love when you come out here and you become Johnny Badass.
Inside.
This is just my opinion of a steel cage.
Puppet Master. I want you to hold your loved ones, dear Tommaso. I had to go through extreme lengths to get back where I belonged in the first place, because that title is rightfully mine.
Your entire NXT title reign, 109 days, was overshadowed by me, the main event. That must have bothered the hell out of you.
I will expose you and cut your wires, Puppet Master.
I walk into Takeover Phoenix, day 184. It's jealousy, Aleister Black.
I shall throw you in the abyss.
One man will continue to reign
and take your title, your pride, your essence.
Day 184, day 185, day 186,
and I will make you
fade to black.
Dan, what did you think?
I think it's been a great build to this match. You know, it kind of stems from the whodunit, and you've had Ciampa kind of puppet mastery there, you know, kind of throwing shade over it, putting the blame onto Gargano. So Ali B's been kind of targeting Johnny Gargano over what's happened. He absolved him of his sins, but Ali wasn't done there because Ciampa, again, with his puppet mastery, said, you know, why don't you have a match inside a cage? They did. Ciampa made his presence felt, kicked Aleister in the heads alongside Johnny Gargano doing their old DIY finisher, and kind of kept himself out of the limelight. He's had a very, very good title defence against Velveteen Dream, and I think he's just been an absolutely great NXT champion.
He had. It's been fantastic. You know, Aleister Black is just so cool. He can come in here and, you know, that kind of character, you just get behind him straight away. But if you look at Ciampa and how they built him up, this is how you build up a proper heel wrestler. This is how, you know, the proper master manipulator. It's been fantastic, and everything that he's accomplished being NXT champion. And like I said, long it may continue in 2019. But tonight, Aleister Black has vowed that it will fade to black, so we're going to fight.
And he's promised to absolve Ciampa. So, James, without further ado, have we got 9 predictions the same in a row? Who have you gone for in the main event?
I have gone for, in this one, Tommaso Ciampa in this match. You can see it right there. I've gone Ciampa. Dan, who have you gone for in this one?
I too have gone for Ciampa. So, James, it does mean one thing. Win, lose or draw in this match, you have got your first pay-per-view point of the year.
He's on the boards. Yeah, wrong at Blackpool, but right in Phoenix. And I do love the USA takeovers. What a great way to start. Point a piece. So that would be 2-1 on NXT. But of course, we've got one coming up in April, and goodness knows when. We'll have the NXT UK version. But tonight, focus on the American, and it's the NXT Championship. And Aleister Black and Ciampa after an awesome promo video as well. I'm sure the entrances will be even better.
And Ciampa. So Ciampa has been champion for 184 days, and it feels like it has just flown by.
It really has. It's incredible when you think about it, he's held out that long. And what great matches he's had, against Gargano, against Velveteen Dream, and now tonight against Aleister Black.
And the crowd are on their feet for Aleister Black's awe-inspiring entrance. And so the crowd are on their feet for Aleister Black's awe-inspiring. And as he rises from the smoke...
Is it in your top 5 entrances, Aleister Black?
I have to say it is, yeah. Because, I thoroughly enjoy it with the smoke. I know it kind of takes away a little bit of it, not having pyros, but, the smoke just filling the arena and just him rising to his feet. It is absolutely gorgeous.
I mean, The Undertaker didn't need pyro when he came out, and I think the smoke kind of adds to it. Much like Ricochet with the lasers as well. It's what you can do if not using that. And he comes out here, and like you said, the fans firmly behind him.
And amongst all other things, he gets to bang Zelina Vega.
Well, Aleister Black's here, and he sits where he wants. He's waiting, and you can hear the life support machine going off, and Tommaso Ciampa, the NXT champion, is coming out here. The most hated man in WWE.
The most despised heel.
Yes, I think that'd be perfect, yeah.
Unless you're talking about Adam Cole, of course.
But it's the whole character. Sorry, yeah, I know, but it's like the whole character though with Ciampa. Even coming out the way, clutching his belt. Sorry, not belt. Clutching the NXT Championship. He never breaks character, and like you said, the Puppet Master as well. It's been brilliant by Ciampa, and Black realising that Ciampa's going to come up near him.
Well, coming from behind, and Ciampa always comes from behind.
He just gives his title a kiss. He still can't believe he's holding on to it.
He doesn't kiss the title belt. He kisses his nameplate, though, which is a good, a nice little touch to it. And he's embraced his Goldie because he's got gold trunks, gold knee pads, and gold boots.
He's dressed as champ, but the challenger in the corner is ready to reclaim what he thinks is his NXT title back.
Well, he was screwed out of it, and he hasn't had a chance to regain it since.
How did he lose it?
Johnny Gargano coming in, ripping the belt out of Ciampa's hands, accidentally hitting Aleister Black.
I think we might have gone wrong in this now. Do you know why?
Why?
Well, because, like you say, Aleister Black's a harbinger of things to come. Now, when you think about how he lost his NXT Championship, it was thanks to Johnny Gargano, with Ciampa being involved when Gargano accidentally, the title slipped from his hand. And then look what happened since then with Ciampa being with Black being taken out by Gargano. He came back, didn't he, and beat Gargano, took him out, and finished basically what was that. Moved on to Ciampa, so if he's taking them one at a time, takes out Ciampa. Not only that, but reclaims his NXT title. He's like you said, he's absolved his sins or something.
Absolved him of his sins.
He's absolved him of his sins and won back his NXT Championship. So I think it'd be a perfect way of doing it. Whether they will or whether, like I said, we might see Johnny Gargano. Both men immediately lock up, fall to the outside and stick a cock in his mouth. No, stop it now.
No, you stop it.
Both immediately lock up, fall to the outside, and then look at each other, go back in, and now it's Black taking Ciampa down.
And a very good bit of chain wrestling from these two guys. Ciampa's kind of got the moment, but I think he's kneeling on Aleister's hair, stopping him from getting up. Now he stands on it as well. That is great heel work, or footwork, from the Ciampa.
And now Ciampa, Irish whipping Black in the corner, Black top of him. No, neither man wants to make a mistake early on.
Side headlock, Black goes for a cover, but immediately Ciampa kicking out.
Again takes him downside headlock and keeping him out at the moment. Now Ciampa's trying to get a knee brace. He missed so much action. Now he's come back, defending it every takeover. He's been champ. And he's got Black on his back.
Back body drop by Black and just a lovely headlock takedown there.
Well, it's slow to start. Ciampa's back to him in the corner, but now first shot really fired. Ciampa going for the shot. Black blocks. Now with the shots to the face, but all shots midsection. Now going to go Irish whip. Black managing to roll over, lands on his feet.
Ducking an elbow shot and hitting a couple of kicks on Ciampa, who rolls to the outside. Black's looking to go flying. Nope, springboards off the second rope, lands on his feet. Ducks a kick from Ciampa. Blocks a punch, but Ciampa ducking a kick of his own.
And look at the story told already. Aleister Black looking down on Ciampa.
And he just sits where he wants, opposite Ciampa, looking him dead in the eyes. But Ciampa responds with a knee to the head.
Or maybe playing possum a little bit there.
Hello, possums!
And now Ciampa is in control of this match. It's the keys to victory here. I mean, Ciampa's game plan at the moment, he's got to stop the Black attack. But the problem with Black, oh my word, bouncing the ropes and out of it.
Throws Ciampa to the outside. Ciampa's back up on the apron. Ali grabs hold of his head. Black going to go flying. Oh, Palancha over the top rope.
And that was beautiful there. And then he throws Ciampa in, but he's feeling that left leg a little bit. Ciampa with a shot, but gets blocked by Black, who's great with strike elbow. Takes him down with the kicks. And then a drop kick to the face. Well, Aleister Black's got to be Aleister Black in this one to get the job done. That means a Black Mass kick to Ciampa in the middle of the ring. And with Ciampa, we saw how Dark Gargano took it earlier. Well, Ciampa's mind's behind it all, so God knows what he's got in store to keep hold of his title.
Indeed, yes, and as we say, here's the puff still pulling Johnny's strings.
Oh, nice by there. Nice by Black. Drop kick and a nip up. Now springboard off the second.
Goes for the cover, but only getting a 2 count.
2.
So every match that you've gone first on predictions, if the title changes hands here, Ciampa attempts to throw Black into the steps, but gets caught with a back elbow. Oh, looking for a boot to the chest, but Ciampa grabs hold of the foot, sends it into the stairs, and then throws him into the opposite stairs.
Well, you saw the leg on the landing there, and it just got a whole lot worse into those stairs. And Ciampa must have saw that and then planned the assault. You can't hit a Black Mass kick. Oh, on one leg.
Oh, and a suplex sending the back of Ali's legs into the steel stairs.
Huge impact there, and Aleister Black's in serious trouble. And look at Ciampa smirking.
No, James, he hasn't got a cigarette in his gob. He's got a smile on his face because he is being as sick and sadistic as he can be.
Well,
he needs to be.
When Aleister Black was injured, I think it was his hamstring that he had surgery on?
I believe so, yes.
And of course, the Gargano, the assault, that's what he said. And they've come back and Ciampa focusing it straight away. Black now rolling, but gets caught by Ciampa. He's saying he won't quit. He's trying to get that heel hook in. Or Black trying to fight back. But Ciampa's catching him at every corner at this moment in time. Hangs him up on that top, hangs him up on that second rope.
He drops the back of the knee to the back of Ali's knee and just straight down to the mat. All the pressure.
And now Ciampa stomping down on that knee brace right on Aleister Black and then attacking the leg as well.
That's very innovative. He had his leg wrapped under the bottom rope, tucked into the second rope and just pulling Ali's arms. All that pressure onto the injured left knee. And he's just saying, while taking a breather, that he is so damn good.
To be fair to Ciampa, he talks the talk and he walks the walk. 180 days as champ, plus he's controlling this match right now. And against the ring post, just punching Black. Now the bad leg right against the ring post is a constant assault. Now he's taking him outside, and I think Ciampa's got an idea. He wants to plant him on the announce table. Oh, knee first.
Jesus Christ, and then he goes and sits on the announce table, gives himself a clap and a pat on the back, and Ciampa's sitting where he wants.
And look at Ciampa mocking Aleister Black.
He's having a nice, refreshing, zesty beverage.
And now Ciampa has got the water, but oh!
Gets kicked in the face by Ali B. Spitting that water everywhere, a la Triple H.
A la Triple H. I think that bottle got busted as well with the impact of the kick. And Black trying to do everything he can. He's a one-legged man in an arse-kicking contest at the moment. So down, Aleister Black now gets Ciampa back in. Look, put him away. No.
Oh, Ciampa just springs up from his knees and a seated drop kick there. Back to the injured peg of Ali B.
And just like that, Ciampa regains control. Just where little Black needs 5 or 6 moves, Ciampa just needs 1. But Ali B's looking to make history tonight, become the 2-time NXT champion. Can you tell me who the other people are who have been 2-time NXT champions?
Well, Nakamura.
Yeah, Nakamura's one, yeah.
And wasn't it Samoa Joe?
Samoa Joe, yeah, because they traded basically the title with each other. That's incredible. It's only two. Balor only had it once, but that was such a long reign. The same with the early ones as well. And Ali B looking for his second here tonight. And of course, like I said, Ciampa with such a long reign now. And now Ciampa picking Aleister Black up.
Hanging him up in the tree of woe. You just see completely punishing Black.
Working on the leg. The fans aren't happy, but nothing they could do. It's a perfect game plan for Ciampa. And Ciampa...
Ciampa was perched up on the top rope, looking to take out Black, but he just gets caught in the face of a kick. Both men tumble over the top rope to the way for thin mats.
Huge impact. How thin are those mats again, Dan?
Mere millimetres thick.
And oh my God, huge impact. We saw the impact of the concrete earlier. Both men fall. And now it's Black's chance to get back into it. And Ciampa now going to go for that leg. And Black trying to block it.
Well, he's got amazing arms as well as his great legs, so you can't count Ali B out just yet.
And a huge knee to Ciampa. I think knocked him off, but no, can't suplex him on that leg, can Ali B?
Ciampa sweeping the legs, but Black catching him with a right kick.
Right to the jaw. Both men back up, and Ciampa went for a clothesline. Black with a spinning heel kick. And now a forearm, and Ciampa is getting down, and Black's back in this.
Yeah, trying to get some momentum, trying to get some that knee. Catches him straight across the chin with a kick. Ciampa managing to kick out.
The only one I can remember. And Black now in the ascendancy. Ciampa tries to roll him up though. Black gets showed up at 2. And now back to the feet. Ciampa trying to suplex Black. Black blocks it. Oh my God.
For a spinning heel kick, but backslide pin attempt from Ciampa.
And now he's looking for the fairy tale ending to Black, but Black lands on his feet. Bad leg and all.
Oh, looking for a spinning heel kick, but gets caught from behind because he can't get enough speed behind it.
Now it's fairy tale ending, but again Black blocks.
Powers him up, but Ciampa with a backslide, trying to pull him down. 2. Black mounted Ciampa, but only got a 2 count.
2. And then the arm of Ciampa gets kicked away. The other arm does as well. And a German suplex by Black. Goes for the cover, but Ciampa again gets the shoulder up at 2. Black couldn't fully extend himself because of the injured leg. You saw it hanging in midair. Ciampa's down, and Aleister Black looking to NXT champions, looking to pick him up, but he can't with a bad leg. And and then Ciampa got to his feet, dragon screw, and now right into the half Boston Crab. He's got it in deep, sitting back on it, and Black struggling to get to that bottom rope.
With Ciampa just dragging him back to the centre of the ring. Black managing to roll through, kicks Ciampa off.
But can't keep away for long. Ciampa now clubbing blows.
Palm strike to the chest. And now he's got Boston Crab locked in on Ciampa on his bad knee.
Well, payback's for you know what, and he's got him in trouble. Ciampa now on the apron, trying to get away from Black. Black knocks him down.
Is Black going to risk it by going flying? Springboards over the top, but Ciampa runs round. Black looking for him, but Ciampa too quick.
Oh my God, now he's got him like Tower London. And he just dropped Black down all the way to the apron. Rolls him into the middle of the ring.
1, 2. But Black just managing to kick out.
And then the knee brace to the face. Black managing to kick out.
You're saying the difference between Ciampa and Gargano. When Gargano hits that knee, they fall to the outside. When Ciampa hits it, they roll back in.
We see a replay of Nigel McGuinness' former finisher.
Yes, James, I used to love using that finisher, but unfortunately my career got cut just too short.
He will be missed. Look at Ciampa now. Smirking, picking Black up with the foot a la Black mass kick, but Aleister Black with a knee to the face of Ciampa.
Who responds in kind. Ciampa's out on his feet, Black's out on his back.
And it's who hits the first offensive move, probably going to win this. These two men entwined at the moment.
Black using Ciampa to get to his feet. Who strikes him in the jaw of a huge forearm, follows it up with a second.
And now yay nay punches, or yay nay forearms even. And this is for the grandest prize in NXT. This is what everyone is fighting for.
That's an absolute slugfest as both men just wailing away at each other.
And who's getting the advantage? Maybe Black goes for the kick. Jumper blocks. Now boot to the face.
Black responds in kind. Ciampa goes down, rolls Black up. 1, 2. Oh, Black just managing to escape.
Oh, and now trying to roll up Black, but he turns round into a cover. Ciampa rolls him through, but both men only getting 2.
2.
Now clothesline blocked, and Black with a kick. Again, it hurts, but he's going to try.
And Ciampa turns Black inside out of a clothesline.
And now this could be it. Knee.
Looking for the DIY finisher, gets caught by Black, who sweeps the standing leg.
Oh, and now Aleister Black exposing his knee himself. Oh, my God.
Double foot stomp to the chest.
And now can he pick Ciampa up? He can. No. Leg gives out for him.
Catches the leg of Ciampa, though. Oh, a huge knee to the back of the head.
Exposed knee to the head. Gets thrown in, and Black nearly slipping on the water they spilt earlier. And that gives Ciampa enough time to hit.
Fairy tale ending.
And this could be it. 1, 2.
Oh, but Black getting the shoulder up at 2.
2. I tell you what, if they planned that water spot for that now and then later, that is brilliant storytelling in itself as well. That one little mistake he said about Gargano being out here maybe causing it. He could have slipped up literally then. And Ciampa's thinking, what's he going to do to put him away?
Well, if you've got a bad knee and you're slipping a bit of water, that's just going to aggravate it further.
Now Ciampa's wondering, what should I do? Take it to that next level. And what did Gargano do earlier?
He exposed the floor.
And it looks like Ciampa is going to do exactly the same thing as earlier.
In exactly the same place as well.
To retain the championship.
Well, it worked for Johnny Gargano.
Will it work for Ciampa? Well, he's got Aleister Black on the outside, on the apron, discussing with the referee. And Ciampa's up, but so is Black.
Oh, hits Ciampa with the knee from the apron, but I think it's done just as much damage to Black.
Both down on the concrete, the back of Ciampa's head and Aleister Black's legs. He throws Ciampa in though, and he's looking. This Black Mass kick.
This is it. And if we can cover him, it's all over.
Bad leg and all. Getting into position.
Oh, but again, Ciampa managing to roll over to his stomach. I think we saw this against Velveteen Dream.
Well, I don't know if it's inbuilt in him or if he's trained it. It's absolute genius. And Black, wondering what to do now. He hasn't got enough energy to roll him across. And that knocked Ciampa out. And now both men back to back like an old Western. And they walk the 10 paces and finish each other's off. And as to Black, is he going to end this? Are we going to see a new NXT champion? Oh,
Ciampa feigns the referee and Black stops in his tracks.
Oh my God, went for the knee but was dodged. And now Ciampa...
Ciampa with a draping DDT. Straight into the fairy tale ending.
Oh my God. He's going to kick out. It happened so quick. Oh!
But Black just managing to kick out.
That happened so quick just then.
And it wasn't a fairy tale ending Ciampa was after.
Is this turning into a nightmare for Tommaso? Can he get out of here as champion? He's giving his best shot.
He's going for another fairy tale ending. Hits it.
Third time.
No.
No.
Keeps his hands locked in.
He's not finished yet. And Black, near enough dead weight. But Black's got enough to reverse it.
Kick to the head.
Tries to go Black Mass, but didn't have enough.
Gave away. Fairy tale ending again.
And Ciampa goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. And still your NXT champion, Tommaso Ciampa. My God. Finishes there. Dan, what did you think of the match?
I thought it was a good match. You can't really compare it to the slow burn, to the high match. You can't really compare it to the Gargano Ricochet match because that was just fast-paced, straight off the bat. This was more of a technical intelligence game, like a game of chess. A game of one-upmanship. And again, they're telling an absolutely great story, and you can see how the worlds of Ciampa and Gargano are still colliding because that Ciampa was watching Gargano's match and he's seen what was successful for him as well. And, it took an absolute lot to take Aleister Black out as well.
Do you think we're going to see Gargano coming out in a second, both their titles next to each other? We'll get on to that in a second. The match itself was a story told. It was quite slow in some places, working on a leg. Aleister Black went down, with a fight, much like Ricochet earlier. But again, I'm surprised that the two main heels basically won here tonight. But a great effort. We'll go through the card thoroughly in a minute. But we should say after that, we both get another point. We get 4 out of 5, only the Ricochet match that we both got wrong. And of course that means we both get a point now. And yes, 2-1 on NXTs, but there's a lot more NXTs to come. And for a look at the card, just look back at Ciampa and Black as they're replaying the ending. And he did hit Black mass kick and Ciampa was out. But again, I don't know if it was old school type of training, but fell, on his side in the end. And then get the referee anyway, trying a low blow. Black blocking it. Alright, so let's look back at the card then. So the first match, Dan, it was War Raiders versus the Undisputed Era.
A brilliant, very high impact match. And, straight off the bat, it was a war. During the match, I was saying that, the kind of allowance of letting them in the ring, it was kind of hampering the match. But I think they actually brought something to the match on retrospective. And I thought it was an absolutely brilliant match, and from start to finish, everything was on point.
Honestly, yeah. I thought the entrance and the start of it was a bit slow for them to actually come out and make their way to the ring. But I always complain that Takeover doesn't have the big enough feel, and yet they gave it a kind of WrestleMania style entrance, which I liked. Panicking then that they're giving them a big entrance, maybe they won't get the victory. But what a fantastic match, and credit does go to O'Reilly and Strong for being such a great tag team. It looked great, the match. Hansen looked fantastic. They all looked like winners. I'd love to see it again down the line. It really, really delivered. What a cracking way to open a takeover. What a response. It's almost like they watched the UK one. It's like, right, how do we respond to that? That's how you do a tag team match. Fantastic. What was your score out of 5 for that?
Well, the old me would have gone for 5, but the new, more lenient, more strict me has given it a 4 3/4.
4 3/4, and nearly a 5 match, but just missing maybe a little bit. Our next match was Cassius Ohno versus Matt Riddle, and to be fair, this match wasn't too bad. It was good stuff, really. Working on the exposed leg, I think that we've moaned about, kind of, that's what Ohno took advantage of,
What did you score that first match?
I scored that match 4.5 out of 5. I thought it was a great match, but I can't give it. It wasn't 5. It wasn't perfect, but it was a tag team match. It's one of the best tag team matches we've seen in recent times. I would compare it to the Mustache Mountain vs Undisputed Era match as how good it was. If you look at the tag team wrestling single match in one-off matches, then I think NXT takes it. Ohno and Riddle, really, really good stuff. Really enjoyed it. Like the strikes, everything we didn't like about Riddle, Ohno worked on. Ohno looked good, even in defeat. And the suplex by Riddle at the end, twisting Ohno up, was fun. And also the submission, the kind of tap at the end by strikes. It's something new that we're seeing. I should have said bonus point for it, shouldn't I?
Oh, well, as we're kind of wrapping up this pay-per-view, Johnny comes out dragging his Goldie. Tommaso's there with his Goldie. So what are the former DIY brothers going to do?
Well, they're thinking maybe we need another title belt to bring this home, but they're both champions now as we end NXT TakeOver with both men lifting their championships. DIY are the winners at the moment. What a story this is, isn't it?
Indeed, yes.
And it's all Tommaso Ciampa's planning. What a genius Ciampa is. I really like Ono and Riddle. It didn't bore me. It was over before too long as well. What were your thoughts on that match?
Well, it was a lot better than I expected. A very innovative finish. But I think Riddle needs victories over better opponents if you're going to take him seriously.
Yeah, I think without doubt, I think there's definitely more people out there that he needs to face. But at this moment in time, I think it's good enough for him. It's a good way to get him over. And we'll see what happens, in the weeks to come with Riddle. What did you? I gave that 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I too scored that at 3.5 out of 5.
Up next, Gargano versus Ricochet. Dan, I'll let you go first.
It was an absolutely amazing match from start to finish. Just the feeling out and how they was kind of chain start. And, you get the higher spots. And then Johnny Gargano, you see his inner battle with his demons. Oh, shall I do it? And then, Ricochet saying, look, what Johnny am I going to get? Am I going to get the cheating, badass Johnny? Or am I going to get Johnny wrestling, Johnny takeover? And, the storytelling was absolutely spot on. There was some amazing spots throughout the match as well, which, was just absolutely awe-inspiring.
Yeah, I mean, the reverse hurricane run on the outside, all the kind of early stuff where they were exchanging Ricochet's power moves. And then the ending as well, which was, shocking when you see it with the concrete exposed. Gargano going to that dark place. It hit every single spot, and it will be on my match of the year candidates. At the end, it was fantastic, and we thought the tag team match was good. This really took it up that next step. What did you give it out of 5?
I gave that a 5.5.
5. Well, there we go. I think that's your first ever 5.5. Then we had. I gave it 5 out of 5 as well. I got to give it 5 out of 5. I gave it 5 out of 5. I mean, it was a perfect match. It was fantastic. I'll probably watch it again in a couple of days' time. And then we had Bianca Belair versus Baszler. Not a bad match for what it was. I was worried about it. I think my worries were confirmed. And a horrible ending with referee bump. That doesn't happen. And the Shafir and Duke getting involved. I really disliked that. What were your thoughts on the match?
Well, yeah, I agree with you. It wasn't a bad match until the end. And that was absolute bollocks. It makes Baszler look weak. It makes Belair look like a complete dumbass for kind of falling into the trap and, just getting suckered in by it. And, yeah, I just think it is a completely pathetic way to do it.
Yeah, no, it's awful. I hated it. You can see the fans booing as well, and it wasn't kind of like, oh, we're not happy. It was like, this is awful. We're not going to watch again. And they have to do a lot for the NXT Women's Division. I hope a lot of talent from Mae Young Classic can come in and revive the division. Even if it means bringing Tony Storm, Rhea Ripley, and others in that way, then they need to sort it out soon. I'm not happy with it. Io Shirai and Kairi Sane, you are hopefully the saviours to the division in the year to come. I gave that a 3 out of 5. Dan, what did you give it?
I gave that a 2.5 out of 5. I probably would have given it a 3, maybe a 3.5 if it had ended a bit better. I know they're trying to kind of protect the undefeated Bianca Belair, but, just doing it like that, do it the way they've done Nikki Cross.
Yeah, but then again, I think I gave it a 3 because of Bianca Belair's performance, and I weren't sure. I think she proved something in that match that she can maybe have good matches against better opponents as well in the future. So, I think fair play to Belair to give that. And Baszler is all right, but it's the same old shit every match, and we're not going to take it for too long. And then the main event, Ali B versus Ciampa. What are your final thoughts on that now?
That was, again, a very, very good match. Brilliant storytelling again. They kind of started off a bit of a slow burner, this one. It kind of built into the match. And you can see how Ciampa has kind of turned it up a gear. He is relentless. He is ruthless. He just targets a body part, goes after it, and just completely. Ciampa again. He keeps raising in my estimation, and even in defeat, Ali looked very strong. It took like 4, 5 fairy tale endings to kind of put him out. What is next for Ali B now, though?
Ali B, I mean, it must be now moved to the main roster, so he probably will be in the Royal Rumble, and he was in the Royal Rumble, but he wasn't in the Royal Rumble, So we don't know what could happen. So we know what's going to happen. Yeah, for me, though, I've got to give that, like you said, slow start, but did tell a story, and you get emotionally involved, and even the fans did, with, the kind of the jumper and Ali being what they were doing. Maybe I was expecting a little bit more from the match, but still, I think it was very, very good. I gave it 4 out of 5. You?
I gave that a 4.25 out of 5. I think it was better than a 4 out of 5, but not quite a 4.5
So you've had a 4.25, a 4.7.5, and a 5.5 in this one.
Yes.
The only one I want left for you is your pay-per-view rating. I already know your match of the night, which is Ricochet versus Gargano, same as mine. What's your rating out of 10?
They kind of used the filler matches in the correct positions. They started off strong, middle was very strong, ended strong. I'm going to have to give that. The middle was great and the ending was very good as well. And kind of like the closing sequence as well, as they're both coming out, holding their belts high above their head. I'm going to have to give this a 9 out of...
No, it was a brilliant pay-per-view for those 3 matches alone. But even then, Ono and Riddle is worth it, and it's only the real end of Bianca Belair and Baszler, so you can go out and make some toast and make a cup of tea whilst, that's on, or whatever it is. And no, not just because it's a woman, because it was the worst match on the show. But where does NXT go from here? Well, we'll find out right now. So it's the end of NXT Takeover Phoenix. We've just seen the event. Now we're going to move on and wrap up the week that was. And we're going to start off with news. And WWE announced that Halftime Heat is coming back with a 6-man tag team match featuring NXT.
The 6-man tag match will have Ali B, Ricochet and Velveteen Dream taking on Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole. All of whom were involved in the big brawl last night after NXT Takeover Phoenix went off the air.
Yeah, Gargano and Ciampa with the title belts. And then, of course, people taking umbrage with that. Aleister Black, Ricochet and Adam Cole with the Velveteen Dream. Triple H couldn't control them backstage, so made this match. Halftime Heat will air on the WWE Network, WWE.com, YouTube, and all other WWE social media accounts during the Super Bowl halftime, which, as we release this, will be later tonight.
The special broadcast coincides with the 20-year anniversary of WWE's inaugural Halftime Heat, which aired on January 31st, 1999. On that day, WWE's Sunday Night Heat program aired during the Super Bowl 33 in 99 on USA Network, named Halftime Heat. The pre-tape special featured The Rock defending the WWE title against Mankind in an empty arena match.
And if you go to our last episode of WWE versus WCW for January, we watch that match with Mankind winning the WWF Championship. And WWE Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels, now a trainer at the WWE Performance Center, and one of the key men helping run NXT, will be doing commentary for this match. And we will bring you the match on the WNR for February, and that will lead us into our NXT Up for the month.
With a tear in my eye.
Well, WWE released some amazing footage of backstage interaction between real-life couple, former NXT North American champion Ricochet and NXT's Casey Catanzaro, where Ricochet was almost brought to tears in what is just the sweetest thing.
That's why I like it. Well, in case you didn't know, Ricochet and Johnny Gargano had an absolute classic at NXT TakeOver Phoenix for the North American Championship, with Ricochet coming up short, leading to Gargano picking up his first singles.
And when you say it's his first singles title and Gargano's been around for that long, that's pretty amazing. But that wasn't the most emotional thing to happen to Ricochet this weekend, although his real-life partner, Katy Catanzaro, made her main roster debut in the Women's Royal Rumble, and an amazing moment on the show.
That the WWE Performance Center Twitter released the footage of Ricochet congratulating Catanzaro for her Rumble performance, and the one and only is forced to choke back seeing his one and only, see what I did there, perform.
Yeah, and if anybody don't know what she did, she was basically hanging on to the ring post, wasn't she? It was more of amazing than that, actually. It doesn't do it credit.
Well, she got eliminated. Didn't get eliminated. I think she landed on her back. Both her feet didn't touch the ground. She managed to walk backwards up, feet first, up the barricade, handstand walk all the way to the ring post, wrap her legs round, and then get her back into the Rumble, which was a very innovative way of doing it, especially as we've seen so many different ways of kind of evading elimination.
Yeah.
Notably from Naomi, who's doing it now in the Women's Rumbles. We've seen Johnny Nitro do it, and obviously Kofi Kingston as well.
This is in so many different ways, innovative ways to use it in a Royal Rumble. It's still amazing that 30 years later we're still seeing people like Casey Catanzaro coming up with kind of new things. And Back's emotional after watching their Royal Rumble performance. Catanzaro tells Ricochet she couldn't have done it without him, but he disagrees and tells her that she would have, and she could have done it without him. She responded with, "I wouldn't have liked it as much. It was very sweet."
And you also get Rhea Ripley's incredible cameo in this video. It should not be underestimated either, as the former WWE NXT UK Women's Champ made her feelings about the sweet, heartwarming exchange clear on camera.
Yeah, so it's a brilliant moment there. And like I said, Ricochet is in a 6-man tag team match taking place during halftime heat with Velveteen Dream and Aleister Black as he goes against Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa.
Well, Catanzaro is still in the early stages of her wrestling career, but it's clearly coming on leaps and bounds. Expect big things from her down in NXT, but for now, there's no clear next step for her.
Yeah. And we move on to injury. Announced after Raw that she will undergo surgery for an elbow injury suffered in the Royal Rumble match.
With her arm in a sling, the War Goddess took part in a backstage interview for WWE's YouTube channel, during which she explained her status.
Last year when I entered the Royal Rumble, I wrestled with one arm. This year was no different. Just sadly, I messed up my elbow really bad and now I have to have immediate surgery. It's hard to be here right now and see everyone competing and knowing I'm on the shelf. I don't know how long, but it is a while. I'm trying to stay positive. I'm trying to stay as positive as I can, be in the situation. So hopefully here's to the best. I'll see you guys soon.
She entered the Women's Royal Rumble match as the number 6 participant and lasted over 52 minutes before getting eliminated by the beautiful Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, Moon appeared in last year's Rumble as a surprise entrant with her arm wrapped to sell an injury suffered in an NXT Women's Championship defence against Shayna Baszler the previous night.
The 30-year-old is one of the athletic and explosive women, but she has struggled to find her footing at times on the main roster.
She was slated to team with Natalya in an effort to qualify for the Women's Elimination Chamber match to crown the Women's Tag Team Champions, but Dana Brooke replaced her. So interesting times out. And now the biggest news story of the week, Dan. We're on to departures.
Yes, and Dean Ambrose has reportedly informed WWE that he intends to leave the company when his contract expires shortly after WrestleMania 35 in April.
According to sources, the 33-year-old made the company aware of his decision this past weekend in a meeting with WWE Chairman Vince McMahon.
Ambrose was reportedly offered a contract extension and a raise weeks ago, but turned it down. The offer was for a new 5-year deal that would be worth over $1 million annually.
Lunatic Fringe reportedly been frustrated with his creative direction, which is why he's cut off negotiations with WWE.
Ambrose was eliminated from the Royal Rumble fanfare, which led to him interrupting eventual winner Seth Rollins and Triple H to open Raw.
Well, a WrestleMania match between Ambrose and Triple H seemed to be teased before Rollins went on to beat Lunatic cleanly in a singles match.
Ambrose was set to cut a promo afterwards, but he was interrupted by Nia Jax and Tamina, who attacked him before he could.
The veteran returned to action in August after missing 8 months with an elbow injury.
He teamed with Rollins upon returning and even reformed the Shield with Rollins and Reigns briefly before turning heel on the arm.
Yeah, and while Ambrose beat Rollins for the Intercontinental Championship at TLC, he dropped it to Bobby Lashley less than 1 month later in a triple threat match that also included Rollins.
Well, during his 6+ years on the main roster, Ambrose has held the Intercontinental title 3 times, tag team titles twice, the US and the WWE titles once each, and also is a Money in the Bank winner.
Yeah, so he's done a hell of a lot in the WWE. If he does opt to leave, he'll be among the hottest free agents in wrestling, and there'll be no shortage of options at his disposal.
All Elite Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor and Impact Wrestling would likely have the heavy interest in the former Jon Moxley.
And fittingly, AEW is holding its Double or Nothing pay-per-view in Las Vegas on May 25th, which is where Ambrose lives with his wife, W announcer Renee Young. Before we move on, we got an update on that. Will this affect Renee Young as well? Because we've seen sometimes, with couples, if one of them leaves, normally they might not be happy. Renee Young's got in such a great position at the moment. I feel that hell of a lot if she was to leave. I hope she doesn't. I'm not saying that you have to, but do you know what I mean? Like sometimes you see it.
But you've got Mickie James who wrestles in WWE. You've got Nick Aldis who wrestles for Impact and about other places. It does work, and you don't have to be, by your partner's side in wrestling.
Well, let me say this then. I hope it doesn't affect Renee Young, this Dean Ambrose thing at the moment, then, or afterwards as well, if it doesn't go right, you know?
So, looking at things from Dean Ambrose's position, you was part of one of the most dominant stables in WWE for a while. And then, you see Roman Reigns, he's getting push after push after push. You see Seth Rollins, he's getting chance after chance after chance. And even when Seth Rollins turned heel, he generated so much more heat and buzz about him than when Dean Ambrose did.
And is that down to Dean Ambrose, or is that down to WWE Creative? Because Ambrose has not been bringing it these past couple of months.
I think that's down to Creative because, if you said he had an amazing barn burner against Chris Jericho at Extreme Rules, and, we know he can have great matches.
But again, this is something that happened. Like, these matches we talked about are a couple of years ago. Since coming back from injury, have we seen a truly focused and dedicated Ambrose? That TLC match, they could have done a lot more in that. And it's Seth Rollins' fault. It's WWE's fault as well. For if Ambrose has not come out and said, I want to be this kind of character, this kind of heel, and get myself over, and they're giving him things to work with, that's why it's not working. If he's unhappy with that, then yes, go away by all means. Work on a character yourself. But, I mean, he should be more of a Tommaso Ciampa, and at the moment he's turned into more of a Mojo Rawley type heel.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting, though. I mean, there's a lot of arguments. I know Ambrose is one of your favourites, but after the shock reports came out, it was backed up by officials by WWE just hours before SmackDown Live, where a press release stating that Ambrose, real name Jonathan Good, will be departing the company.
Well, WWE hardly ever comes out and tells fans that a wrestler is leaving months before their official departure, but it's likely they did it to stop any more speculation surrounding...
Well, it's not the first time the company officials had to respond to similar reports recently, where a spokesperson indicating that last week Ronda Rousey is contracted WWE until 2021 after several outlets report she will be departed post-WrestleMania 35.
Well, for Ambrose, though, it seems like it's going to be a fresh start at another promotion, or he may even take a break from wrestling. That's if it is all legitimate.
Fans are sceptical whether to believe he's actually going, and many seem to think that WWE are using their reports as a storyline, but several journalists have backed up Ambrose's departures.
But can you really trust what these fucking dirt sheets write? I mean, as soon as any wrestler has been like, oh yeah, I'm a bit fed up with WWE, right, that's it, they're going to AEW, they're going to there, but... this doesn't need to be about because All Elite Wrestling, it's only been going for, 2 months? Properly.
Yeah.
There's always been other outlets for them to go to. There's always been Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact. There's been a lot of companies they could have gone to.
But I think the thing with this, the Ambrose thing here, is that you get it from multiple sources. It's not just like you said, Dave Meltzer reporting it, or one source backstage. A lot of people, and have now commented on the fact that it is, he has rejected the 5-year, $1 million per year deal, and that is a lot of money in a very long contract.
But if you look at these dirt sheets, one of them gets a story, 15 others absorb to that story, and then they go to that. One story filters down to about 15 people who put it into their own wording, slightly differentiates it.
Well, like you said, this story is likely to run through until the expiry of his contract. We're going to see what happened on Monday Night Raw and the months and days to come until he leaves WWE for good. But some of Dean Ambrose's peers in WWE reported believe his announced departure from the company is part of the storyline.
But then, you go on to that Hideo Itami. He's announced to be leaving. And about, thanks to the memories, Hideo, none of them have done that with Dean Ambrose. And it can't be because they don't like him, but it's because, it could potentially be a work. I'm not saying it is, but there's more chance of the Dean Ambrose story being a work than the Hideo Itami
Well,
one.
the decision is especially surprising since it draws added attention to Ambrose, and this could result in Ambrose becoming an even bigger star now, like CM Punk. The only other way we can look at this, if you go back to 2011 with CM Punk, whose contract was expiring, that was real, we knew about that, and they made it into a storyline. But one of these things about that is CM Punk didn't sign his contract until the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, so he had Vince McMahon over a barrel. That's what we know as facts. Is Dean Ambrose leading Vince McMahon up in this path until WrestleMania, where, if he's facing Triple H, he can say to Vince McMahon, look, I will sign if you give me everything I want. Will they give Ambrose everything they want? Will they kind of do that? With the fear of AEW and everything else there, will it happen? This is a storyline. It's brought interest to it. I think we're going to see Dean Ambrose job out to Nia Jax sooner rather than later. And when that happens, I think a lot of people say, yeah, WWE aren't actually going that way. But like I said, there's a lot of stories into that. But Itami is a different story, though.
Yes, well, in WWE's NXT promotion in 2014, He was moved to 205 Live in 2017, but hasn't made much of a splash there either.
Yeah, it's been reported that both Itami and Ambrose were upset with their respective creative decisions. Itami's departure comes after a request to be released from his contract. Rumour has it, WWE superstars including Raw Tag Team The Revival also requested release, though WWE been eager to hold on to the talent given the rise of AEW.
Itami has not yet officially received his release, but will be receiving one. He will be subject to a 90-day no-complete clause and is expected to return to Japan. It seems that a few stars are trying to part ways with WWE at the moment, and the company recently issued a statement confirming that Dean Ambrose won't be signing a new contract when his current deal ends in April.
Yeah, and now, like I said, Itami is officially done after the SmackDown Live tapings. Itami's signing was pushed as a big deal when he joined the company in 2014, and he went on to compete in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania 31 in 2015.
However, Itami missed a significant amount of time due to injury from 2015 to 2016, and he struggled to find the same success that some of his peers did in NXT.
He joined the 205 Live roster in November of 2017 and has been working as part of the brand ever since.
Yes, and Hideo Itami recently changed his social media handles back to Kenta as he posted the following on Twitter.
And it basically just said, thank you. And a lot of people, well, I'd say everybody who's got respect for Hideo Itami, everybody in NXT and 205 Live has said, thank you, Kenta, for helping us. You know, everybody that's came through NXT the past couple of years and 205 Live. Yeah, Hideo Itami experiment, we talked about it didn't work in WWE. And is it down to WWE or down to bad luck? It's just one of these things that it just never really worked out in that way. And let's hope Kenta can have a lot of success in future endeavours.
Well, I think it is just down to WWE stockpiling too much talent. And, they could do with getting rid of a lot of their roster and giving other people chances and, pushing them and see where they go with them as opposed to relying on The Undertaker. No disrespect to him, he's been an amazing performer, but he can't really have barn burners, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Kane,
But this has been WWE's problem this past 10 years, you know what I mean? Going back to WrestleMania, you look at the past WrestleManias, bringing people like Batista, Undertaker, Rock back to have these matches and not build. The only person they've really built up these past 10, 15 years, Roman Reigns recently, before that Cena and Orton, you have to go back to the class of 2002. So,
yeah.
Like I said, you talk about all the missed talent with mid-carders, people like Carlito, or even Alberto Del Rio, who's won the Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank, not being treated on the same level as a John Cena, and it just doesn't work out for him, So there's a lot of problems at the moment.
Well, by all means, they should keep a couple of legend status wrestlers, i.e. from the class of 2002, like Orton. He's a solid worker.
But he's still been treated as like a kind of main roster type dude, as opposed to a legend, which he shouldn't he,
Yeah. And, he's not really been one of these ones that's been holding the country to negotiations. Yeah, he's been dealt some bad hands. But, he back and he's even more dangerous than ever.
Yeah. And talking of big stars, well, Brock Lesnar is easily the biggest draw in the WWE and quite possibly in all of pro wrestling right now. The Universal Champion is nearing the end of his current WWE contract, and as expected, the speculation regarding his next move dominated pro wrestling news circles.
Well, as disclosed on the latest edition of Wrestling Observer Radio, Lesnar began talking to WWE, UFC and AEW. On more details on his future were also discussed by Dave Meltzer.
Well, the emergence of AEW as a legitimate competitor has altered the backstage mood in WWE. Many current WWE superstars have been contemplating leaving the company in favour of big money contracts after being offered by the Cody Rhodes-led promotions. Like we said, AEW has already signed Chris Jericho, who recently revealed that his AEW deal is better than all the ones during his time with WWE. Every single one of them. It's better now, so that shows the kind of money that you got there.
Yeah, but would you honestly Jericho in such high regards as being worthy of, being paid more than all his contracts that he was offered in WWE? Yeah, maybe, early on to his, up to about 2006, but since then he's not really been...
No, but it's a statement of intent, and if they can get better wrestlers on that kind of money, even if for a year, it's not self-sustainable, obviously, after a 3-year contract with these guys on that amount of money, they're going to be in serious trouble, but they're hoping for the fans coming in, the TV deals, the advertising and everything like that to make it sufficient afterwards. I think if it's a statement of intent, then it's definitely working. I've never seen the WWE in all my time, ever since I've become a fan, since WCW gone, I've never seen WWE in such what it seems of like kind of like just a bit of a tiz, would it? So a bit of a kind of like the company now at the moment are saying one thing. It seems that the talent are now saying another thing. And there could be a lot of changes in it. They do not hold all the cards now, and even with AEW, even if it's only for the next couple of years, could make huge statements.
Well, it's obviously not denying that since the decline of WCW, when arguably WWE have had their best storylines, and they've dotted it in with a few of their best matches. WWE hasn't. They've just been coasting.
Yeah.
They haven't had a legitimate threat. No disrespect to TNA, Impact, Ring of Honor. That it's not down to them. It's down to WWE. Just, I don't know. They've been pushing the wrong people. They've been holding back the wrong people, and they've kind of got things.
Yeah. I mean, they've had Brock Lesnar as their champion for the past basically 5-6 years now, and it's been the same thing. It's been, you see Paul Heyman coming out and talking about the new number one contender who vows to kind of beat Brock Lesnar. You see the altercation between the challenger and Brock Lesnar, where Brock Lesnar kind of beats him up, gets over in him, and then the next week Heyman comes out and says, well, actually, the number one contender might have a chance, and then the last week before the pay-per-view, the number one contender gets one up on Lesnar, and you think it might happen, and then the match, Lesnar retains. And I could be talking about Finn Balor, I could talk about CM Punk, I could be talking about Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman. It's the same thing, and I think fans are getting bored of it. And I don't know if AEW offering Brock Lesnar a contract is going to be the best idea. Like I said, Dave Meltzer.
Is that for Brock Lesnar or for AEW?
Well, this is the thing. I think it's for AEW because Paul Heyman has now said that they're going to have a big three-way dance between AEW, WWE, and UFC. Now, Vince McMahon's going to push the boat out, but I don't think fans are watching Raw because of Brock Lesnar. I think it's the opposite now. I think he's having a kind of negative effect. If Brock Lesnar was to leave WWE, then you would have the same problems in AEW. Like, if Lesnar was to face Jericho coming up, Lesnar would be going over. Simple.
But then, could they possibly do things different in AEW? I mean, treat Brock Lesnar how he should be treated. Saying, look, if you're here, you're going to be appearing on our house shows then.
Yeah.
You're going to be appearing here, and you're going to have to put X over. You're going to have to put Y over. You're not going to be a pure dominant
I know.
champion.
It'd be interesting to see what they do, but I think Vince McMahon will pull out all the stops to keep Lesnar.
But then there's also been rumours that Goldberg's joining All Elite Wrestling. So what, are you going to see another fucking Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar match?
Well, this is the thing. You could say that. One thing is definitely going to happen now is, like we said, they've got the next press conference coming up in, I think, February. The countdown clock has started on All Elite, and it's Kenny Omega. So he's definitely signing. I will say that now, confirm. Kenny Omega is signing for All Elite Wrestling. So again, they're building people. Will Lesnar go? Is it a good idea for Brock Lesnar to go there? Let's start again. AEW has the money to give Lesnar a better deal than both WWE and UFC, but will the Beast really make the surprising jump to the upstart promotion, And would it be the big coup in professional wrestling history if it was to happen? Would it be a level Hogan going to WCW if Lesnar was to leave WWE to go to AEW? How big would that be? Would that be a change then? Would you be like, shit, AEW really mean business, they've got Lesnar now?
No. I don't think, as you say, it's Brock Lesnar is not the be-all and end-all of WWE wrestling. And like CM Punk said, if you do love him, you're going to find someone else to love after him.
Well, yeah, and this is the thing. But is there anybody then? Has WWE made their brand bigger than any superstar? Is there any superstar that could feasibly go to AEW, much like you talk about Hogan or someone like that, could go to AEW and you'd be like, oh shit, that's the, either you're going to start watching AEW now, or you'd be like, that's a huge statement. Is there anybody now?
CM Punk.
So no one in WWE, though. That's what I'm saying. So the problem with WWE right, they haven't got anybody like that, have they, really? If Punk was going to AEW, I'd definitely watch.
What about Becky Lynch? Would she make you sway over to All Elite?
I think that would
Ronda Rousey?
That'd probably be the level now you're looking at, I don't think there's anything, if Nakamura, or no offence to Nakamura, or, even John Cena now is kind of...
John Cena, he's been a mainstay. Like the likes of Cena and Orton, from the cast of 02, they're going to be the ones that stay. I don't know about Batista. Batista could possibly jump over to AEW.
Yes, I mean, that'd be interesting. We've seen the problems that he's had with WWE and the kind of way treat them.
But then, the Cody Rhodes has said he owes to Randy Orton for helping him out in the business. Could Randy Orton potentially have a swan song over there?
I mean, exactly. And if they're offering the money for them, when their contracts come up, it will definitely be an option to look at. And WWE now can't have kind of carte blanche over the market. They're going to have to kind of pick and choose. They're kind of gone round now. and trying to get AJ Styles to sign a deal, Nakamura and others like this. Are we going to see the panic now setting for WWE and trying to hold down the people? Or is it a chance for them to say, hang on a minute, I'm not going to sign my contract. I want to see what AEW has to offer, like Lesnar's going to say.
Yeah.
Let me see what other people have to say. And then, what you got. Because even if they get an offer, as we said recently, if they get an offer from AEW, then if they show it to Vince McMahon, he can double it. Simple as that.
But then, if you're only in it for the money, doesn't that take away from the wrestling part of things?
Well, this is the thing. Kevin Nash said that he had friends and now he just wanted to make money. Some people do look at it for money. Maybe people like Dean Ambrose and Punk, it means more to them. They have enough money now to be self-sufficient, so they don't need the WWE. They'd rather be happy in themselves. This is the thing. If you want to make money at a certain level, but I still think you do need the money. Like if you are a huge star, you do deserve to be paid that much as well in that way. It's like football players, isn't it? You're getting paid $300,000 a week or whatever it is, then you're going to be the best of the best. So I would assume...
Alexis Sanchez, he's not.
No, not Alexis Sanchez, but I would assume someone like AJ Styles would deserve a better pay structure than he's getting and reduce schedule so he can spend it with his family because he's not, he's in his 40s now as well. So, and if AEW can offer that to him, then AJ Styles might say
okay, $1 million question, or £1 million question as we are English. Would you happily sacrifice NXT UK and NXT to have a better Raw and SmackDown?
Probably not, because, like I said, the talent that I like on NXT and NXT UK wouldn't get across on Raw and SmackDown. I don't think would be lost in the shuffle, or would come out and have his teeth pissed in.
But I mean, like on a reduced roster size. I mean, you cut all the dead weight that isn't pulling it, maybe 1 or 2 stars, that'd save money, and then you could offer, wrestlers like the incoming Walter that we're seeing, Pete Dunne, Mustache Mountain, give them a better position, not necessarily top star positions, but fighting their way up to it.
But again, I think you still run out of space. Even if WWE were to get rid of half their roster, the other half wouldn't be able to fit on Raw and SmackDown every week, and I think therein lies the problem. Like you said, they've stockpiled so much talent. They've got 4 basic companies now that they go around and talk. Like, even 5, if you count 205 Live.
But what do they do on NXT? Before each main event or pay-per-view, they could cut down on their pay-per-views. I know it won't bring in as much revenue, but they could spend a week building up the tag team division, a week building up the mid-card division, a week building up the heavyweight a week building up the women's division, and then have a pay-per-view every 5-6 weeks.
Exactly. But that obviously is something WWE will never do.
No.
And therein lies a problem. If AEW come up with that, then again, you would be more interested in them because they've come up with a concept. For me, it would be if AEW said, right, now again, we're going to do tape each match. We're going to show you exactly what it is, make it more kind of athletic as it is. We're going to have the kind of ranking system there, so every victory makes sense. You're going to have no one contenders match. Your champion's going to be there defending kind of each month, every couple of weeks, wherever it is you want to do as well, and make it competitive and make sure everybody on the roster has got a reason to be there and a reason to fight. Even if you're getting weight divisions like a cruiserweight or whatever else it is, you've got a division there and everybody's fighting for a reason. There's nobody just having a match for no reason's sake. Is it just because you want to become a champion? And I think WWE, if they were to take that into what they're doing, I think that would make them a lot more successful and bring a lot more eyes to it. And I think SmackDown should be doing that when it comes to Fox anyway, so there's a lot of changes. But anyway, speaking of SmackDown, Dan, what are your thoughts? You watched Raw and SmackDown this week. What do you think?
Yeah, they came out at the beginning of the year, said they're going to change the product for the fans. I don't think that's quite happening. We're getting Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose. Yeah, it wasn't a terrible match, but it's just building up Rollins. We've got Nia Jax coming out to attack male wrestlers. What's that all about?
Well, it's going to be Nia Jax versus Dean Ambrose, with Jax going over Ambrose. I've said that already.
Oh, yeah, you had Jax and Tamina defeating Alexa Bliss to qualify for the Women's Chamber match. You had Angle versus Baron Corbin. I'm sure we've seen that before. Where Corbin's going over on Angle. Is that a push for Corbin? You've got Finn Balor addressing the universe, only to get cut off by Bobby Lashley. Again, something we've seen. Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder going against the Revival. Hawkins and Ryder coming back together again. That was a good thing, but, it's the Revival, basically. Jeff Jarrett and Road Dogg interrupting Elias. Is Elias turning heel? But the only notable thing about that is they started singing With My Baby Tonight. You had another women's tag team qualifying match. Dana Brooke and Natalia going against the Riot Squad. The Riot Squad winning. And then you had a Raw Championship match, women's match, Ronda Rousey versus Bayley. Rousey winning, coming out and saying, "I choose you." And Ronda Rousey giving possibly her most realist promo ever I've seen from her. You know, saying every ring I step into is my home. And you can see that it wasn't as scripted as much as normal Ronda Rousey promos are.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch, that is definitely the main event of WrestleMania. There's no doubt it wouldn't be in the main event of Raw if it wasn't going to be. And I felt sorry for Bayley being sacrificed, and with Elias, they do not know what they're doing. What do you think of SmackDown this week?
SmackDown, the woman who closed the show on Raw, opened it on SmackDown, and the huge fucking pop that she gets is absolutely fucking brilliant. And knowing WWE, they're going to fuck it up in some way.
Now, I had a problem with this. Right, I had a problem with Becky Lynch coming out because, and I think you'll tell us for the rest of the show, Asuka, who beat Becky Lynch on Sunday, made a tap out, who is the SmackDown Women's Champion, was not on SmackDown at all. She was wrestling in a dark match afterwards. No offence to Becky Lynch, but she was already on Raw. Did we really need it again on SmackDown? Couldn't have Asuka come out and maybe Lynch interrupt her or had something like that to have an opening segment, which is a little bit different? I know Lynch is hot, but one thing about a character, which is always a problem, overexposure. If you have a character for too long, 1998, 1999, Austin gets used so well where he's maybe in 5 minutes or whatever it is, but the impact he has is rememberable. And if you come out and you're delivering, 15-minute promos
that's from
every
Raw
week,
to Raw. That's not Raw and SmackDown.
This is the problem as well. It's a Raw SmackDown, and Lynch is going to be a Raw again, and it's like, oh, come on now,
Well, is this kind of bringing Charlotte Flair into the picture?
I don't think so.
As I was saying, if WWE can fuck it up, that's how they fuck it up.
Yeah.
But it was a good segment. And then you had kind of the upset of, not the upset, but the shock of the night. You had R-Truth coming out saying, look, I got attacked by Nia Jax before my match. And WWE or Vince McMahon has said, look, you can go for the United States Championship. No one and their mother expected R-Truth to win. He managed to get a shock victory over Shinsuke Nakamura. Some are saying it is a bit controversial, but his shoulders were down for free. He got the victory until the bell rang. That brought out Rusev, who said, look, you want to put the championship on the line, and R-Truth was like, well, I've just been through a match. And then Carmella and Lana started having a shoving match. That said, look, R-Truth's all right, I put the title on the line. Again, another shock victory. And then you cut to Gallows and Anderson in the back with Nakamura saying, look, what you did there was, comes along and says, look, I would team with you for one time only. And it's kind of like,
very careful.
And it's kind of like, in Step Brothers, where they were like, did we just become best friends?
Yeah.
And you can kind of see that with Rusev and Nakamura. Is it going to be another un-American style thing?
God.
Both have been screwed over by the US Championship.
But why sacrifice Rusev after Happy Rusev Day? He's a face, and then suddenly you're going to turn him back heel again? It doesn't make kind of any sense. I mean, I know the R-Truth thing, he's coming to the end of his career, he's been a fan of Vince McMahon, so this probably his kind of, last hurrah. Weird R-Truth be able to wrestle on SmackDown after being injured by Nia Jax at the Royal Rumble. Apparently hurt his knee and his shoulder. People weren't happy about Nia Jax. I mean, she already did that to Becky Lynch, and now with the United States Champion.
Indeed, yes, but, as you say, I think it's to reward R-Truth after he's been in the company for, 20 years?
Well, on and off, yeah. I mean, he was at TNA for a few years with that. But, yeah, you would say that he's been around a long time now, spent years. And everything that he's done with Little Jimmy to, W title runs or The Awesome Truth. So I think it's quite nice with Dance Breaking now. He gets his opportunity to, he won't be champion come WrestleMania, but it'll be nice along the way,
It was a fun little segment, and it's kind of like a feel-good thing for R-Truth as well. I think it's his first singles title in 7 years.
Since 2010. Well, his first United States Championship since 2010, and he, and I love as well. The person who was US champion before him in 2010, Dan? Take a guess.
John Cena.
Bret Hart. Don't you love that? Don't you love WWE? Bret Hart had beaten The Miz for the United States Championship and then vacated it, and R-Truth had won it. So you kind of go like, you're hoping like a John Morrison or someone young. No, it's Bret Hart back in 2010, yeah.
Well, you had Andrade and Rey Mysterio again. I know they've, but is too much of a good thing going to spoil it?
Yeah, exactly.
Shane McMahon surprising The Miz in a celebration of their title victory. it was just basically Miz's father.
I
coming
did
out
like
saying
that, though,
he's
you know what I mean?
proud of his son and the accomplishment. And then Shane announced a fatal 4-way elimination match to crown the new number 1 contenders to the tag team titles. That brought out Sheamus and Cesaro, the Usos, the New Day, and Heavy Machinery in a fatal 4-way elimination match.
Yeah, Usos got the win, but I find it weird that they use Heavy Machinery as kind of free agent at the moment, as they are. Could be seen them on Raw and on SmackDown. And this led to Sanity tweeting out as well, saying, where is Sanity? Killian Dane, Eric Young, and of course Alexander Wolf saying, why are you not using Sanity? Against what you're talking about, too many people on the roster, it's a fatal 4-way match, and you can't fit Sanity onto it. And they were one of the best things of NXT these past couple of years.
And you wonder why the Revival get pissed off about being underutilised. But then you see the kind of main event on Raw was Daniel Bryan coming out saying, look, you know, all you fans are fickle and I've revealed a new title made from oak and hemp. No, James, you can't smoke it. It is not that kind of hemp.
But Rowan came out and he's got the recycled sign as the O there, which I quite like, which is cool. A bit weird that when they were setting it up. I do like the championship belt. What do you think of the title belt?
I think it's good. You know, it is something that WWE have been missing for a while. I think last time they'd done it was with John Cena and the US title belt, and then he had the WWE Championship belt spinner style.
Yeah. So it's been a while since we had a custom one, you know.
Yeah, but, you know, I think something like that is good because you've had, like, the Brahma Bull belt, even though you didn't really get much to see it, the Rattlesnake belt. You know, the Ultimate Warrior changing his straps design, I think.
Does this mean, though, that Bryan will have the title for quite a while now, considering if he's changed it? We know what happens with custom belts. They won't change it if he's going to lose it at the next pay-per-view. And weirdly enough, that's what that segment was about, Elimination Chamber, wasn't it?
It was, yes. And, well, Randy Orton's in the Elimination Chamber, so he could win the title belt out of nowhere.
He could.
He likes a bit of hemp.
Who else is in there, Dan?
It doesn't matter who else is in there. It doesn't matter, though, is it? Anyone else is irrelevant.
Okay, I'll let you know.
You have got AJ Styles, no chance. Jeff Hardy, no chance. Ali, no chance. Joe, no chance.
But I love the fact that Stuff Riley's been put in the match. I think I really like that.
Are we going to see an 054 off the top of a chamber?
Well, we hope so. And if Joe can be imposing and needs a performance coming up to WrestleMania, it will be his first WrestleMania. I know he's been around, but he's missed the past two. So let's hope Joe can have an impact. What happens for the W Championship match at WrestleMania, I'm not sure. But we've got WrestleMania 35 card. Let's try and guess it right now. So first up, we know the definites. We know it's going to be Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins because Brock Lesnar F5 Seth Rollins 5 times on Raw. You know, overexposure again, but still sent a message. So it will be Lesnar versus Rollins for the Universal Championship.
I think it's going to be Lynch versus Ronda with no Charlotte.
Right.
I think Charlotte's going to be going against Asuka to kind of give Asuka her win back.
I would love that, yeah. But Charlotte will beat Asuka at WrestleMania.
Obviously she will, yeah. Exactly, and then Charlotte will beat Asuka, and then she'll go into the Lynch versus Ronda Rousey match and win that motherfucker as well.
Yeah. I'm open for that. So that's the women's title matches. You've got Lynch, Ronda. You've got Asuka versus Charlotte. Obviously, the women's tag team will be on the line. Probably be Banks and Bayley versus Rose and Deville, or Shanita involved if they want to put legends in that as well, depending on who wins there. I've said definitely it's going to be McIntyre versus Cena, although a lot of people are saying it's going to be Strowman involved with McIntyre, but I think Strowman's going to go a different way.
Well, I think, you know, after Strowman having to get involved, Corbin having to get involved in the McIntyre versus Strowman match.
Yeah.
You know, it's obviously Drew McIntyre can't do things on his own, and he's lined himself with his new friend.
Strowman won the Andre Giant Royal Battle Royal.
No.
Okay, so that might happen this year. I think Balor will be Intercontinental title range. Do you know what I mean? He will be fighting maybe either Lashley, whoever it is. Nia Jax will be beating Dean Ambrose at WrestleMania, or maybe even before that.
Well, potentially not. You know, it's you're calling it, but I can't really see that. I know they've had a bit of interaction between men and women's divisions, but I think, you know, they're not going to go back to kind of like the Vince McMahon versus Stephanie McMahon matches they've had.
But are they going to go with Ambrose going against Triple H having a really high-profile WrestleMania match before he leaves and, you know, add something else to another company?
If they go with that route, Triple H versus Ambrose, can you see Ambrose re-signing depending on how the match goes?
No, because that's what made CM Punk leave a WrestleMania match with Triple H. It's weird that both of these men are put in that situation. Mania, you know, are you happy? And we've already had one walk out and another one saying they're not signing a deal.
But could you feel he was just on the verge of dropping a Punk pipe bomb before he was cut off.
Maybe if they let him do that, we'll see what happens. Let's hope so. And then Triple H will be the only man in WWE history to face all 3 Shield members at WrestleMania. And then also we've got Miz and Shane. Will they be tag team champions or not? Will it be a single match? Would you rather see them in tag team action or against each other at Mania?
I would rather see them not on the card personally. I'd rather see a tag team more worthy of it, you know, whether it be the Revival, Sanity, you know, a better placed tag team than Miz and Shane. I mean, you know, Miz is only there because he's with Shane, and Shane's only there because his surname's McMahon.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So,
well, you know, there's rumours of McIntyre versus Cena. I'd rather see EC3 versus Cena, kind of the battle of the superhuman powers.
I think they're not used EC3 at all. I mean, unless he kind of makes a bigger impact this next, you know, month or so, you can kind of look at the talent that they got and talent they're going to go. You know, you talk about WWE Championship match, and over on SmackDown, we've not mentioned it. Maybe it's going to be Daniel Bryan versus Samoa Joe or Mustafa Ali for the WWE Championship, and then Randy Orton and AJ Styles will be a great match as well.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, you know, depending on what happens at Elimination Chamber, I'm thinking that AJ Styles eliminates Orton KO, gets him eliminated, and then that kind of pushes them towards a WrestleMania match, so you've got AJ Styles being kept busy at WrestleMania.
But right now, there's a real chance, crazy as it sounds, last year at WrestleMania we had Cedric Alexander for Mustafa Ali Cruiserweight Championship. A year later, Mustafa Ali could be fighting for the WWE Championship against Daniel Bryan. If they go with a kind of babyface route, could it happen? Quite possibly, but there's not a number one guy at the moment face that you would say is going against Daniel Bryan. So you have to wonder what they're going to do with Bryan, whether it's going to be kind of like Samoa Joe involved and try and go that way. Because Joe's a face has not been done in WWE yet either, and that might be quite a cool thing to go
he started off in NXT as a kind of a face.
Yeah, he turned heel on Balor, you're right.
And then, but, you know, it is...
But he's been Grumpy Joe for too long, so it might be cool to see him, you know, just kicking ass and taking names. But anyway, we're here on the NXT podcast. We talked about WWE for a while, and now we're going to finish it all up with the last, with the Fallout episode of NXT Takeover, and we're going to watch it. Dan, when do we start NXT Update?
Now!
It's the 30th of January, episode 490. So Mauro Ranallo narrated recap of TakeOver Phoenix, covers the 3 single title matches and the scene on the stage at the end of the broadcast. Then it's the standard open. North American champion Johnny Gargano and NXT champion Tommaso Ciampa holding up their titles in the new final image of that video package.
First match, which is the Sky Pirates, Io Shirai and Kairi Sane versus the 2 horsewomen, Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir.
Oh, I cannot wait for this match. I've been waiting for a whole of TakeOver, for all the build-up, to finally see the Sky Pirates get their hands on these MMA green girls, as it was. They cost Kairi Sane the NXT Women's Championship all the way back at TakeOver. It was a joke, and now they're going to pay here tonight. And Jessamine Duke, and look at them, look an absolute mess. Not even in proper wrestling attire. I don't even know what they're thinking. One of them got a face mask on because he got kicked in the face by Kairi Sane. But I love Io Shirai as well. Of course, my pick for the Mae Young Classic, and I think he's going to be a real breakout star here at NXT. And Kairi Sane, the Pirate Princess, one of the most entertaining things. And she cleared up at the NXT Year End Awards as well, didn't she?
She did, yeah. She got 2. She got Female of the Year and Superstar of the Year.
Yeah, and you know, when you talk about Aleister Black and Ciampa, Gargano could have got the award. It was Kairi Sane, so she should have a bright 2019. And Jess Carr's got to try and control this action now.
She was she was at the Royal Rumble. She got to raise the winner's hand.
I know,
really raised Charlotte's hand and then raised Becky's hand.
So there we go. Jessamine Duke, Marina Shafir, going to have a little hug. And Shafir's in there with Io Shirai. Just takes her down. And Shirai lands on her feet, and look at that, beautifully kicking her away. They're going to take her to school here tonight. Handspring.
Oh, seated dropkick. You can see the difference in talent. I mean, You know, she's going for a clothesline. Shirai's doing a double handspring backflip.
And Shafir's just trying to stand straight. She tags in Jasmine Duke, who's got a little bit more height.
But you can see they're going to do like exactly the same as Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler do. You know, they're going to have exactly the same style.
Yeah. And look at Kairi Sane getting in, wants to tag. And Jasmine Duke wants to test his strength. And he's just so tall. But that doesn't stop Sane for sending a chop. And she is over here with this crowd in Phoenix. And now grabs the arm. And now Kairi Sane going crazy with palm strikes.
And Duke comes back, but Sane gets back on top, slaps herself, and then goes back to work.
Oh, and Duke now just grabbing the back of Kairi Sane's head, slamming it into the mat. Oh, it's just so basic at the moment. I mean, are these really ready to be on the main roster? I don't think they are.
They're not ready to be on any roster.
No, I think they still have to be in the Performance Center, you know? The only reason, like I said, they're here is because of who they're friends with. As Sane tries to roll up and a front face lock, and she's going to try and give her best in this one. That's what I like about these two women. They're great talent, and they can put on fantastic matches.
But you can honestly see, and just because of their name, much like a McMahon, they're only going to get a huge WrestleMania push or a pay-per-view main event push because they are two of the four horsewomen. Yeah. That is it.
And you think it's depressing. Look at Kairi Sane and Io Shirai now, double drop kicks to the Sky Pirates, absolutely brilliant. They will never get a WrestleMania, a Survivor Series match against like Charlotte.
Well, you've got a winner and a runner-up. Did she get runner-up?
Shirai got
a winner and a runner-up of the Mae Young Classic.
And the other two are going to be put in matches against Lynch and Charlotte, and these two talented women probably get lost on the main roster like they nearly did with Asuka. And Io Shirai's going to fly out of Jasmine Duke, but Marina Shafir getting in her way on the apron, and that gives Duke a chance to kick out the leg of Shirai, sends her on the apron.
And a basic kick to the side of the head. I've said this all along about these four horsewomen and these MMA star women that have come in. You know, Brock Lesnar, I think you can give him some credit where it's due because he has been through the WWE Performance Center, you know he's capable of having good matches when he doesn't phone it in. But these women, they just kind of jump in the gun too soon. Look, that's the worst suplex I've ever seen in my life.
Well, now trying to hook the leg.
And not even fluid.
No, but this is the same. When you put them in after no experience, it's going to be difficult. You know, Ronda Rousey's done well to make it as far as she's done it, you know, and I think Baz is the only one, because Baz has been wrestling now these past 3 or 4 years, to show any real talent, but her matches are very samey as well. But at the moment, we've got Shafir picking Shirai up on her shoulders, tags in Jasmine Duke, and then takes her down, a kick to the gut, and again, it's all Io Shirai aggressive, but managing to kick out.
Double underhook, just sat there. She had a knee on her cheek for a little while.
Well, it's definitely a work in progress, but, you know, is there something there? The crowd's definitely behind the two faces. I think this is what the match is all about right now. Teaching these women some experience. As Shai now looking to back up into the corner to tag Insane. And as she looks for the tag, turns it round, does Duke. Nice underhook suplex, goes for the cover. But Shai again, shoulder up at 2.
Now Duke just punching away at Io.
I think Jasmine Duke's got a little bit more about her than Marina Shafir. Shafir looked awful when she came in.
But you can even see the Rousey effect is wearing off. Did you hear how badly she got booed when she came out on Raw?
Yeah, I mean, she was
kind of playing it off, but it was like you could see it was getting to her.
There's tough times now, and now we've got a Dragon Sleeper applied by Shafir, and they're going to try and use the moves they used back in MMA. Of course, like we said, one of these is impressive, but she are using the turnbuckle.
Hitting like a slice of bread.
And now she got some separation. Can she tag in Kairi Sane? And Shafir's got hold of Io. Can't get to her. Now go back suplex her.
But Io lands on her feet. Tags in Kairi Sane finally. He comes in.
Come on now, get up. It's all about getting up now for Marina Shafir. She gets knocked down, you need to get straight back up again, back to your feet. The Miz is really good at this, and I'm not just saying it, but to get down, get up, get down, get up, you have to keep feeding the face. Come on. It takes it out of you as well. Marina Shafir, Irish whip reverse now. Oh, there we go.
Comes out with a huge spear.
They are so talented. I really do like Kairi Sane and Shai. You can see the speed, the quickness. They've got their character worked out well. And now we're going to see Sane stomping.
Comes charging in. Bang with that huge elbow to the chest.
And after the elbow, it's usually... Oh, wait a minute, Shai.
Coming drop kick to the head.
Right on Jessamine Duke.
And the Air Pirates.
Well, the Sky Pirates going to take advantage of this now. Oh!
Springboard insane elbow. Pop up insane elbow.
Shirai
coming out flying cross body.
And now Sane going up to the top.
The fans want it.
We want it. Boom.
Bang.
Insane elbow into the three. And the Sky Pirates, Io Shirai, Kairi Sane, finally getting a bit of retribution against Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir. Dan, what are your thoughts on that match?
I thought it was a very good match, and there is no reason why these two women should not be in contention for the tag team titles.
Yeah, and this is the thing. It would make perfect sense for them to come up onto the main roster and to be involved in that way. But like you said, it shows how fucking talented Kairi Sane and Io Shirai are if they can pull out an entertaining match against Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir. And this is going to be interesting to see what happens in NXT. Can NXT have a NXT Tag Team Women's Division? I don't think so, but Shirai and Sane have got a lot of potential as we move on. We get more detailed highlights of Gargano's victory over Ricochet, followed by Sarah Schreiber's full-out interview with Johnny Takeover.
Percy Watson thanks Poppy for her song X, a Takeover theme which is hard to set, but they try for the recap of Shayna Baszler's women's title retaining over Bianca Belair. We see the EST's full-out chat with Schreiber, including Bianca telling Mr. Sam to kiss her ass.
We get highlights of War Raiders wins over the Undisputed Era, then Kathy Kelly's interview with new tag team champions Hanson and Rowe, Matt Riddle's submission strikes win over Cassius Ohno gets the same treatment, followed by Kathy's chat with an angry King of Bros.
Exclusive footage of the NXT starting with Tommaso Ciampa dissing Schreiber and the NXT Male Competitor of the Year award. We see a tweet from Paul Heyman shouting out Ciampa, and then get footage of a post-takeover brawl between Gargano, Ciampa and Adam Cole on one side and Ricochet, Velveteen Dream and Aleister Black on the other. And we see Shawn Michaels' announcement of halftime heat.
And Percy hypes what a great weekend Gargano had and tells us he'll be live at Full Sail on next week's episode. So we will bring you the fallout from this NXT update on the WNR in February, along with, of course, halftime heat. And next week we've got a very special podcast extra. Wells Collide. It's going to be 205 Live versus NXT versus NXT UK. But we still got one more match to go here, and it's the Forgotten Sons versus the Street Profits in our main event. Now, I've not seen a lot of Forgotten Sons. We've seen bits and pieces of them. But, I mean, it's a three-piece. We know the three-piece circles. We've got Jackson Riker, Wesley Blake and the other fella. And these guys kind of got to look the same as, I don't say Sanity or any kind of group, but is it just mashed up again of like, you just take out the Sanity fucking Wyatt family kind of get up and just be like, right, let's team these three guys up.
Sanity, Wyatt family, Shield. Yeah. It is, I think because they've had a hit with a few teams, they keep repeating it. Yeah, it is good for heels because, they've got that third man that can jump up on the apron and get a distraction to give their team the victory.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the thing, isn't it? I mean, this is what we're trying to see right now. If the Forgotten Sons can make it, we know about the Street Profits, but of course, I should say, members of the Forgotten Sons, you got Jackson Riker, Steve Cutler, and Wesley Blake, and over with
you got Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins.
Of course, the Street Profits are currently involved tag team champions, but this match has started right now. Oh my God! Looks like Cutler's just been sent on Blake as Riker's looking on the ringside. And Dawkins sends him in. And here comes Montez Ford tagged in. So is this the future of the NXT Tag Team division we're going to see here now? I mean, it's going to be interesting to see.
Well, Street Profits have been around for well over a year now. And we haven't really seen them anywhere near the tag.
Did they feud with Heavy Machinery or was that another team? They feuded with someone, didn't they?
They might have done, actually.
Yeah, I mean, the Street Profits really haven't been used properly on NXT. And the Forgotten Sons now making their way, kind of been used. Again, probably been teaming up for a few months. But we've not really seen them. Is this a statement of intent? We've got the War Raiders as tag team champions now. Apart from the Undisputed Era, who else is there in the tag team division that, could be challenging them? Maybe Lorcan and Birch. I was impressed by Eichner and Marcel Barthel when we saw them. But are they, again, going to be in NXT or NXT UK? So it's going to be interesting.
Well, do we need another Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic to kind of, bolster the NXT tag division.
I think that's what we need. We definitely need something. The tag team division probably at its weakest at the moment when you consider about the main event of North American Championships. The women's division, you've got Kairi Sane, Io Shirai, be all right. But with NXT Tag Division, it's going to be a bit weird. But Ford just folded up there by Blake. And let's not forget Wesley Blake is a former NXT Tag Team Champion alongside my man Buddy Murphy. So can he have success? He's already been there, done that in NXT. Can he be champion again?
So what do you think of Blake then? We know you're a fan of Buddy Murphy. Is it because Buddy Murphy's on his own and not with Blake, or was you a fan of the tag team?
I didn't mind the tag team, and I think Blake's look back then was alright. I think he's kind of gone the Cassius Ohno type of way of doing things, whereas I think Murphy's kind of toned up a lot. I think Murphy's kind of got more of a star quality about him, but maybe, like I said, some wrestlers are better off as tag teams, so maybe the Forgotten Sons will be a great tag team in a couple of years' time. We'll be like, oh, fucking hell, remember?
Well, could it have been different? And would your feelings have been different if it was the other way around? If, say, Wesley Blake had toned up and Buddy Murphy had put on a few pounds, would you be Wesley Blake's biggest fan?
Well, the thing is, Wesley Blake could get down to that 205 limit, told there, but at the moment, he looks like he's well over it, so that's going to be difficult trying to get down. Forgotten Sons look to put away Street Profits, and a powerbomb into a knee breaker, and then a back breaker. My God, Cutler went for the cover, but it looks like Dawkins comes in and stops it. And now Riker and Cutler, and now Irish Whip attempt, go to clothesline, cross-bodied him over, not cross-bodied him, dropped him over the top, and now Ford now's fighting with Cutler.
He gets thrown out as well. Can he get the tag into Dawkins?
Well, he's desperate. It's Blake on that top rope trying to hit him with a splash. Ford again moves, and Dawkins desperate for the tag, gets the hot tag in. Here comes Dawkins now, clothesline to Cutler, clothesline to Blake, big right hands now, picks him up, just sends him in. Now he's got the combinations in the corner. Blake's in all sorts of trouble. Oh, Cutler nearly went into him.
Oh, Cutler gets drop kicked into him instead.
Back body drop
for him.
And now picks him up. Snake Eyes on that top on that top rope. Running Bulldog now. And I got to say, Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins been on fire, baby. Went for the back elbow. Oh my God. Ford there, absolutely beautiful. Diving over the top.
Double leg takedown, goes for the cover. Oh.
And Dawkins couldn't get the job in the ring. Somehow Blake managing to kick out.
Ford going flying. That was absolutely brilliant.
He must have been at least 10 foot in the air.
At least 12 foot up. Splashes a bit of water in his face.
See chant, and now it looks like the Street Profits are going to finish the Forgotten Sons. Dawkins has got Blake on his shoulders. Here comes Ford.
Oh, blockbuster from the shoulders. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. Oh.
And Cutler in there to stop the count. And Dawkins throws him outside. And Ford's got a one. Jackson Wexler there just looking on quietly. And now Street Profits going to go for another double team move. No, Cutler pulls out Angelo Dawkins. Here comes Ford.
Oh, he gets low bridged by Riker though.
And just like that, huge impact made. And I think Angelo Dawkins just realised with his titties hanging out.
Yeah, I'm not sure about them outfits that they're wearing.
And Dawkins staring at Riker, and it might be on just like Donkey Kong.
But is this a long enough of a distraction?
Oh, and you speak of distractions, yeah, perfectly.
Blake comes flying, takes out Dawkins.
Forgotten Sons using that to their advantage. And now Blake tags in Cutler. And he's got him in reverse DDT position. Oh, into
Double
the foot stomp.
1, 2, 3.
Oh my God. And Cutler and Blake and the Forgotten Sons get victory over the Street Profits. Quite a shock there. Dan, what do you think of the match?
It was quite an entertaining match. Again, you know, it's if there's 3 people on one side and their heels, you know that the third person's always going to get involved. You know, either cause a distraction, low bridge someone, not necessarily touching them, but getting a bit of involvement in there to try and sway it. I think that needs to be changed in some way. You know, it does give the Forgotten Sons something to be remembered for.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a huge statement on NXT. And we'll see what happens with the tag team division here. We've seen 2 great tag team matches, but that is it for NXT. So what are your final thoughts on TakeOver and the whole Rumble weekend, Dan?
I think it has been a very enjoyable week for wrestling. There's only one downside to it. I think they should throw in a few more curveballs. Because, you know, with predictions, I don't think between us we predicted anything wrong. Right. Throughout the whole weekend, which, you know, for two people to do, I think that is...
Yeah, but we are awesome, so you've got to remember that as well.
I know we're awesome, but, you know, to be able to do that, I think they should have thrown in some curveballs along some of the matches. I think the only thing we did get wrong is Nakamura and Rusev match.
Yeah, that was the only one, but of course, if that hadn't happened, then Lynch would never won the Royal Rumble. So, you know, like the injury with Lana cost her later on the night, so to make sure Becky Lynch could enter the Royal Rumble in itself, which I think is really clever storytelling if they meant it, you know. Yeah. But I'd just like to say thank you, everybody, for listening throughout the entire weekend and just for forever, basically, as long as we've started this podcast. It was our most successful weekend of all time, over 110,000 listens. Quite incredible. We've done Friday, Saturday and Sunday. We'll be doing it over again WrestleMania season. We'll be bringing you NXT and, of course, the Hall of Fame. This year, yeah, I mean, we've still got loads to come. And this is basically our coming up in February.
Well, Wednesday the 6th, we're going to release WNR203. That's WWE versus WCW Part 1.
Yeah, and that will be looking at February 1999, seeing all the goings downs then. On Sunday the 9th, the WNR Podcast Extra, Worlds Collide. It's going to be 205 Live versus NXT UK.
Wednesday the 13th, we're going to bring you WNR 203 Part 2. WCW Super Bowl 1999.
Yeah, fantastic pay-per-view. Well, I say that. Will it be a fantastic pay-per-view? We'll find out and let you know. And then Sunday, the 17th, is the WNR for February. The WNet Review. We look at all the latest content, collections, NXT update, 205 Live. And, of course, we're going to have the halftime heat match there as well.
And Sunday 24th, it is the Elimination Chamber. And so we're going to bring you, all the matches, our coverage of that. And I'm sure there's a show and a kick-off and a whatever.
Yeah, well, we know we've got two huge matches for the Chamber, haven't we? We've got already the first ever Women's Tag Team Championships will be on the line inside the Chamber. And, of course, the WWE Championship as well with Daniel Bryan defending on SmackDown. And, of course, like I say, there's going to be a few more matches announced for that in the meantime. But that's for February. And, of course, we'll bring you the March and April ones as we come up to that. But that's it for now. Like I say, thank you very much. Thank you for everyone who listened. Thank you for all the new followers. We had over 100 new followers over the week as well, which is incredible. And just thank you very much for listening. But you can follow us on Twitter at WNet Review or
at Vince McDan, WWE.
I'm at J_Rollins. Of course, all the Google platforms. Send us an email at WNRpodcast@gmail.com. We're on Facebook.
Yes, Facebook. You can come and find our page and give us a like with the WWE Network Review Podcast. And come and find me and add me as a friend. I am Vince McDan.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel, WNet Review Podcast. We've got all the clips on there. Podcasts got the same time on YouTube to do other places like SoundCloud.
On your phone.
We're also on Spreaker Radio. We've got our live shows again live in April. Stitch Radio and iTunes. We can download, subscribe, rate and review there. But that is it. And like I say, we'll be back on Wednesday for WWE versus WCW for February 1999. But until then, I have been James Rollins, and as always, I was joined by
Dan White.
Thanks for listening, everybody, and bye.
Bye.